win my heart is, and I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, and how good they judge me, oh, but they
They're
don't know.
setting Dylan Gabriel up to take the biggest L out of
Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just win my heart is, and I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, and how good they judge me, oh, but they don't know. Look at what I did, look at what I started. Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just win my heart is, and I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, and how good they judge me, oh, but they
They're
don't know.
setting Dylan Gabriel up to take the biggest L out of
Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just win my heart is, and I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, and how good they judge me, oh, but they don't know.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Let me make sure my sound is coming through here good. Then we're going to put this down so I'm not distracted. All right, let's see. Give me just a moment. It's about a 10-second delay on me determining if the sound is good. Let's hear. Y'all hear the round of applause? All right, there we go. We're good. Sound check complete. We are good. We are live. Happy Monday to you all. We got a great stream lined up for you today. We get to say hello to our 2026 rookie class. They had rookie minicamp this weekend. So they had rookie minicamp this weekend. A lot of people might focus on this throw, this play, that play. I'm living in the moment, and I just want to get to know some of the new guys that are going to be on the team. So that's how I'm viewing it. That's how I'm looking at it. I just want to get to know some of the new guys that are on the team. So in today's stream, we're going to talk about the Cavs. I heard a lot of people talking about it was going to be a sweep. Well, you can't sweep somebody once they start winning. Kenny Atkinson finally made some adjustments. To space the floor better. That worked out well for the Cavs. So that was good. Cavs 2 are down. They're still down 2-1. They got a game tonight in Cleveland at 8 p.m. So we're going to be watching that game tonight. Also, we're going to take a look at, Shanithia asked me this a while ago. I don't even know if she remembers, but she asked me, how many players who went on top 30 visits did the Browns actually select? So now we got 2 years. We can look at 2 years of what they've done with their top 30 visits. We're going to look at that. We got Statman. Statman ain't been here in a while. Statman, where you at? Where you at, Statman? Let me find him. Statman, do you still work here? I don't know if Statman still work here. I got to find Statman. Are you still here? Man, did Statman get fired on his day off? Here you go.
Statman. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's you.
We got Statman coming back. We're going to look at some stats later on when we get to the portion on how many guys they actually signed. Also, I lost my train of thought right there because I read something over here and looked over here. We're going to get to Andamasu. Now, last week we looked at some quarterbacks who had a rough time in the league, or quarterbacks who didn't make it far in the league, or quarterbacks who believe they didn't win competitions, or players didn't get on the field because of when they were selected, how much money somebody else was paid. We're going to look at Andamasu speak on the exact same subject and give his perspective of it. So just a little yin and a yang. So you want to look at players who probably had a hard time, and then look at a player who was a first-round draft pick and see how he viewed the situation, just to bring a little bit of balance to it, because I don't think it's one way is the correct way, but just want to bring a little balance to the situation. So we're going to look at Andamasu. Then we're going to look at a wide scope, not wide scope. We're going to look at a lot of the rookies and them being introduced to the Cleveland microphones for the first time. So very interesting if you watch all of those press conferences, but we're going to get to it. We got a good one for you. Strap in your seatbelts, lock in, get ready. I have to remove all distractions while I'm on stream. So anything that might catch my eye this way, catch my eye that way, your boy get to looking at it. So I got to stay focused. For y'all. All right, let's do this thing like only we know how to do it. Let's greet everybody on the way in. As I'm going through and I'm greeting everybody, hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed. You'll know why later, but definitely hit that like button for me, y'all. Hit that like button for me. All right, let's get to the top of the chat. I want to get to the top of the chat. There we go. All right, let's get to the top of the chat. First one in the box, Selmo Fudd. Good morning, D. The Todd father got an arsenal of weapons with these rookies. Right now, the Dawg Pound are in a gangster's paradise. Talk to him.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo.
I hope y'all are excited as I am. We got the schedule release coming out. We're going to actually get to see when games are going to be played and where. I cannot wait. Very excited for the season, and this is just the next step we got to see. We got to get that schedule release. See if we're going to attend some games, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 4, maybe 8. Who knows? What we got planned out for later in the year, but definitely looking forward to that. Craig, what's going on? Good morning, D. Good morning, chat. Key Mathis in the building. What's good? Off the record family. Happy Great Vibes Monday. My 2 jersey arrived yesterday. Nephew lending out cars for primes. Man, New Cleveland, stand up. Big things happening. Big things definitely happening. 45-47. Big things happening. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Shedeur for allowing, I think it was 2 Bedford High School students to use his Maybach, to go to prom. So shout out to him. Very, very kind gesture right there. Very kind gesture. Who we got next up in the box? Top of the morning, Black Pearl. How you feeling? Top of the morning. Top of the morning. Who we got next? C. Brown Run. Good morning. How you feeling? Keith Hunt, Jersey in the building. Good morning. Good morning, Tika. It all depends on if I'm working or not, how I interact. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
If he went to school, he ain't learned nothing. Hey, some people out there, they not learning nothing. They not learning nothing. Zedric, what's going on? Good morning, good people. It's a blessed Monday. Yes, it is.
You stupid.
We got one more for you. Let's go. Let's do this one.
Nah, I just didn't care. And I said what I said. I'm not gonna say it again, but I just don't care.
I said what I said. I'm not gonna say it again. Man, that was crazy. Wimby, elbow Nas Reed in the throat yesterday, getting a flagrant 2. Him not knowing what it meant. Him getting kicked out the game. Crazy game. That series tied up 2-2. Man, it's the playoffs, y'all. It's the playoffs. Hey, fam, you can enter to win a Shedeur autographed football on the Cleveland site. Hey, if you're a mod and you got the link for people to sign up to enter in, definitely drop it in the chat. If you're a moderator, you can do that. You can do that. A.M. Williams, good morning. How you feeling? Happy Monday. D in the chat. Happy Monday. Evelyn, what's going on? Good morning, D in the chat. D, they played like a team that didn't want to get swept. I respect it. Yes, they did. And also, a little subtle thing that Kenny Atkinson had to do, I've been saying this before they played Toronto. He has to stop being married to having two bigs on the floor at the same time. He needs to establish that spacing. When the Cavs were going runs and they would score a lot of points, it was always three guards, a forward, and either Jared Allen or Evan Mobley. It was not a combination of both. I don't know why he always has to go back to two bigs on the floor. Scoring gets hard. You want to run isolation offense where you can attack players. You need spacing. So I don't know, man. He is he doesn't always set them up to be the best. We're gonna see what they do tonight. We're gonna see what they do tonight. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? I appreciate that, Black Pearl. I appreciate that. Working on the merch. Working on the merch. We working on it. We working on it. Saga Fat. What's up, Ivar? How you feeling today? Art Jizzle. Good morning, chat room and OffThaRecordDee. What's going on, Art Jizzle? 1006, Shot-Town here, hashtag New Cleveland. What's going on, 1006? CO7111, hi all, happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great Mother's Day. My mom passed years back, but I still celebrate it for all the wonderful mothers out there. Thank you for that, CO7111. Also, glad to hear that you're in good spirits and still are able to celebrate after losing your mom. I can't even imagine what that feels like. I can't even imagine. I'm not, man, that's a tough one. Thank you for being here, and thank you for those words, CO7111. Thank you. Maurice, good morning. When I'm on other streams, D, and I bring up the Todd father, it's a lot of people that like it. Big Dog. Hey, shout out to you. Semo Foot, DM me on X or something. Let me when your birthday, man. DM me on X or somewhere. Shoot me a DM. Let me know when your birthday is. Let me know. Let me know. That's definitely a good one there. Happy Monday. My mom passed as well, but I still celebrate for my kids. Man, shout out to you, Black Pearl. Shout out to you, CO7111, for still, even that in itself is a sacrifice that y'all make for others. And I think that's the biggest thing to remember when it comes to moms. A lot of times, man, they making sacrifices that we don't see or we don't understand for a better time for other people. So shout out to Black Pearl. Shout out to CO7111. Shout out to both of y'all. Thank you, Key Mathis, for dropping it in the chat. Win an autographed ball from Shedeur. Click that link, y'all, if you want to enter into the contest to win an autographed football from Shedeur. Thank you to Key Mathis for putting that in the chat. We appreciate you. Oh, yeah, that was crazy. Side note, I turned that Philly game off after the first quarter. Knicks cashed out. Yeah, the Knicks, they just went through the series. The same thing, man. I'm a LeBron fan. Lakers, they're going to sweep too. It's just not a match. You got teams who just don't make the same level of mental mistakes. They just keep pushing through. So for me, that's how it is with OKC. OKC just continually throws in another guy who can get the job done. So, yeah, Lakers about to get swept too. I got my 2 jersey. Let's go Browns. A.L. Williams, that's a fact. I got mine. Y'all saw me open it on Friday. What up, D? I didn't expect the live stream. Happy to notice it on time. I don't need to start for the start. Your stream is too good to miss out from the beginning. Hashtag New Cleveland. Shout out to you, Donnie Kings, tapping in from the Netherlands. Miss K, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I got my 2 jersey yesterday. Yeah, they came early because I thought they initially told me like the 20th or something like that, but it came a lot earlier, so I was excited for that. On Off the Record, we've created a lot of nicknames. Man, so many nicknames, so many sayings that one thing I'm doing, I'm expanding my content. So if you are subscribed on YouTube, you're going to start to notice that I'm going to start to put out some short form videos that are clips from the live streams that are about between like 6 and 8 minutes long. I'll drop those in the evenings. For whatever reason, my AI is telling me, hey, drop a video at 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, all right, I'll drop it. So I've been adding that to the list of just dropping one video in the evenings. Also, if you follow me on X or if you follow me on IG, the Stat Man is living over there. I've been putting together some of my quotes and just putting them out there, you know what I'm saying, for people to see, because what I realize is I have a long stream and it's hard to find the spots and all this stuff when I say something, how I said it. So I'm trying to do better into getting more content out there, get more in the algorithm. And one of the things I'm doing is shorter videos on YouTube, and then on X and on IG, I'm putting out different posts to just have my quotes in them with Statman on there. So just some things I'm trying out, just, you know, so people get a feel for what we got going on over here, just so they get a feel. Oh, let's see. Loretta, good morning. How you feeling? All right. So another day, another hashtag New Cleveland shirt that I'm going to show y'all. And then I want to let y'all know why I use the CLE. I want to let y'all know why. Hold on, let me get this. Same hero. My mom went to the cemetery yesterday and celebrated her memory. Man, oh man. Shout out to you, Selma, for it. Shout out to you. Another memory. So let me go here. Let's switch this up. Let's get this thing started. Let's get it started. Let's go here. Let's take you down. So you're probably wondering, like, oh man, you know, you say hashtag New Cleveland, but if you read it out, it's hashtag CLE. So let me show y'all another day, another shirt. Let's see. Y'all see it. Glad to hear you doing good, Loretta. Glad to hear you doing good. So y'all see it. I call this the name tag. This is the name tag. Hashtag New CLE. This is the name tag. And then this tells you a little bit why I use the CLE. So let's get it. Told y'all we're merging the old with the new when it comes to the hashtag New Cleveland. All right, so why CLE? CLE is more than shorthand. It's the airport code that gives you visibility beyond the city itself. It represents movement, reach, and global recognition. in hashtag NEWCLE. CLE stands for a city that deserves to be seen bigger than people often frame it. So that is the meaning and the reason why I use CLE. If you are in Cleveland, you know this. You will see most things that any merch or anything like that actually is CLE. Rarely will you see Cleveland spelled all the way out. Just wanted to let y'all know. So that is hashtag newcle.com if you want to learn more about the reasons around the merch. That's that. All right, let's do this. Let's drop this here. So I wanted to gauge the interaction because I was looking at my analytics and I noticed that 75% of the people that watch me in the last 28 days are not subscribers. They're not subscribers. I said, this is crazy. I thought that was interesting. And then also, I realized that after the mobile phone, the next highest way people view me is on a TV. So people don't get a chance to experience the chat. And to me, I thought the chat experience and the interaction is one of the best things that I offer with you being able to be seen and heard when you watch my stream. So I just thought it was shocking. So I was like, man, let me ask people if they actually interact with the chat or how often they interact with it, because I thought that was surprised. I thought it was surprising. So let's get to it. Let's get to the poll. I thought it was surprising to me. Let me end the poll so I can get the totals. Let's end the poll. So what we got? All right. So oh man, I messed that up. While listening to the live stream, I added an extra on in there. While listening to the live stream, how often do you read the live chat? 100% of the time, 48%. 66% of the time, 28%. 33% of the time, 33% of the time, 24%. I brought that in thirds just because if you never actually look at the live chat, I wanted to give you the option too. So I did that. Now I'm going to slightly change a few things. I don't change a lot of stuff at one time. I only slightly change small things. And with that being said, I noticed last week, I think it was Wednesday. On Wednesday's stream, somebody came into the chat. I asked a poll question. Somebody came into the chat. They kind of didn't understand my stream or how I do things. And the first thing they did was they started to call me a name. First thing they did. That's the first thing they did. So I was like, all right, that's interesting. One thing I will not tolerate. It's a non-negotiable is a personal attack. So I'm just going to make some stuff clear. If you come into my stream, if you are new, and the first thing you do is a personal attack, I'm just going to block you and keep it moving. So we're going to make that clear. That happened last week. And sometimes I just wonder, I'm like, do people see what people say during the live stream to see what will get a reaction out of me, what won't? I looked at it like, hey man, we all adults here. People can handle themselves in the chat. They can handle themselves getting attention. I was wrong. That's on me. I got to do a better job. So with that being said, personal attacks, block from the chat. Non-negotiable, non-starter. That's a one time and you out. I don't play that game. So that's that. Then based on, I would say more so last Monday, a little bit last Wednesday, the way the streams went, I realized I messed up on one of my rules. One of my rules is to not save the world. And I was trying to protect people from themselves. And that's a losing effort from the beginning because people are going to be who they are. So I said, how can I not punish the people who enjoyed the live chat, who handle themselves accordingly, and don't mess up it for everybody else? So I would say 80% of the people here, they're respectful in the live chat. It's a 20% that kind of try to start mess and we let them do what they do. It is what it is. So for the live chat to continue and for us to do the stream the way that we do, because I think it's one of the most valuable parts of my stream, you have to be subscribed. You have to be subscribed for more. You have to be subscribed for more than a certain amount of time. That time is always going to change. So that's one of the benefits of being a subscriber. If you notice, the chat is a little bit more controlled today. The chat is controlled because when I set up the stream, I'm going to put a limit on how long you had to be a subscriber for you to get to chat. So I don't want to remove the experience from people who handle it properly. And also, this little funny thing. Do y'all remember Camp Ban the Snowman? Y'all remember Camp Ban the Snowman? It was, back in the day, it was Jeezy. Actually, let me show y'all something. I got something for y'all because I thought this was funny. Let me get this up. Let's go here. And let's take this down. And did I put it here? I got it right here. This was a time to be alive, y'all. Y'all remember this time? Actually, it's not showing well, so let me show it here. This was a time to be alive. A time to be alive. Let's go here. I'll play a small portion. That's not it. It's actually here. Let me play this for y'all.
Students know the deal.
Snowman. What you think of Snowman called?
But parents we talked to didn't have a clue.
It's a t-shirt with nice colors.
It's an unhappy snowman.
All right, let me pause that. Can't Ban the Snowman. Can't Ban the Snowman. That was Jeezy in the heyday. You couldn't even wear the Snowman t-shirt. If you've been reading the chat and if you've been focusing on the chat, you might have noticed somebody is back today, y'all. Somebody is back today. Do y'all see who is back? The Chatbot is back. The Chatbot is back. The Chatbot said, you can't ban the Chatbot. I'm back. I am here to stay. If you notice, we got 2 Chatbots working. We got the Nightbot. Nightbot has been doing okay. We're going to let him live. But the original Chatbot is back. He said you can't ban the Chatbot. The Chatbot is back to bring a little bit more order to the chat so the people who enjoy the live chat and enjoy the interactions with me, they can still get that. So the Chatbot said, you tried to fire me, you tried to kick me out, you tried to say I didn't have a place on the stream. He said you can't ban the Chatbot. The Chatbot is back, y'all. He got his job back. Shout out to him. Y'all gonna see him in the chat. Chatbot is back. The Chatbot is back. So y'all will see him. That's actually like a nice album cover. I'm like, dang, I might have to I might have to put that on some merch. Even if I do just some merch for myself. So Chatbot is back. Y'all gonna see the Chatbot. Chatbot is gonna be here because I want to make sure that we protect the experience for the people who are here to enjoy themselves and are handling themselves accordingly. So he is back. The Chatbot is back. So just want to let y'all know. Let me catch up on the chat and then we're gonna get this thing rocking and rolling with some motivation. Only like we can. All right. Yeah, Zedric, you see the bars, just showing, just trying to teach people about Cleveland, let them know what's going on with the city, let them know. Beezy Fishing, G Bush had that first. Hey man, I don't got no beef with G Bush. Shout out to G Bush. I think it's a free marketplace, so may the best man win. May the best man win. Is it about being first or is it about being right? So shout out to him. That is no beef. It's a free marketplace, just like YouTube. Should we say, oh man, ESPN was the first one on YouTube that actually talk about sports? Does that mean nobody else can talk about sports on YouTube? Or is it a free marketplace for everybody to go there, put their views out there, and then people decide? It's up to the people, baby. It's up to the people. The people will decide. So let the people decide. It's no smoke. Shout out to G Bush and what he got going on. Shout out to him. No, I need this chat deep. Please don't remove it. Not gonna remove the chat, but definitely the bot is back. D, It's good you give us the history of Cleveland for the newbies that has never been interested in Cleveland before. We are here to give it love, even me, all the way in Europe. Hashtag New Cleveland. Hashtag New Cleveland. Shout out to you, Donnie King. That's what I want to do. Merge and blend the old with the new. Blend the old with the new. Also, everybody doesn't know this. Everybody doesn't know this. So just a gentle reminder. I'm born and raised in Cleveland. I'm from the city of Cleveland. I was born in a hospital in the actual city of Cleveland, not a suburb, not a surrounding area, not 45 minutes away. I'm actually born and raised in the city of Cleveland. So I know that a lot of people who speak on the Browns now are not from the city, haven't been Browns fan, been a Browns fan my whole life. So just put that out there. Put that out there so you know. Just so you know. Keep the chat, brother. Ivy League Mac, what's going on? When you sneak in? Ivy League Mac, what's going on?
We do not care.
What's going on, Ivy League Mac? What's going on? Send them packing with a sandwich. Hey, man, we going to do what we do. We going to do what we do. D, the hater, went over our heads. We don't play around here, especially not our guy D doing God's work. No way. You know what? I like to be transparent. I like to be open. So I just let you know what it is. I'm not going to dodge hard conversations even when they're pertaining to me. We still gonna have the hard conversations. We're just gonna face it head on, deal with it, and move forward like adults do. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Joanna? Good morning. Driving and listening. Stay safe out there on the road. Stay safe out there. Dr. Clyde Marshall, hello and great morning. The personal attack was set up because they discuss you. You let your fans know. You embrace us. That was a Mary Kay move. What's going on, Dr. Clyde Marshall? I saw it. I shook it off. I didn't even harp on it actually in the moment. When the person was doing or saying what they were saying, first they tried to say, "Oh, people are leaving." Well, I just got to let people know. I always make this clear. I don't force people to be here. You're here at your own free will. So if I say something that you don't like, or if you don't like the direction, I understand that. It's billions of people in the world. Every person is not going to like me. I'm cool with that. So a person trying to use that as an attack on me, that won't work. Also, a person trying to shame me into doing or handling myself a certain way, that's not going to work either. Shame is a weak tactic. Think about this. I'm mad, or a person in the comments will be mad that I won't let them shame me and they stay in the chat. How that makes sense? So I don't worry about it. Shame is a weak attempt. I just keep it moving. Yeah, the bot is back. Seeing folks get suspended from school for wearing a snowman t-shirt. It was a move. It was a big movement. Big movement. D, what you always say, don't let the positive or negative change you or how you move. Stay true to yourself. Don't buckle down now. Oh, I won't. You don't got to worry about that. I told y'all I got the right amount of stubbornness and the right amount of confidence that I'm going to be me. So sorry, everybody else is taken. So I'm going to be me. I'm going to be me. Chatbot, a new enforcer. He said, I'm back. Nightbot, watch out for your job. Yeah, Nightbot, you better not slip up. Don't slip up, Nightbot. Do not slip up. I'm back at the Chatbot. He is back. Chatbot got his job back. Let go. Don't mess it up, bot. Block the haters out. A fact. I was just starting to like the Nightbot. Yeah, the Nightbot is chill. He's chill. He follows directions well. We're going to see how the Chatbot does. JC Smith Music, what's going on? Good morning, Off the Record D and all of the chat. What's going on? Zedric, you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about doing the I'm Back fax machine from Michael Jordan. I was thinking about it. I just said, I was thinking about it. But that Cam Newton, that was a good one too when he came back after he left the Patriots. That wouldn't have been a bad one. That was a missed opportunity there. Lex, what's going on? That was a good move, fam. Haters try to send the stream to the left. They do. And I look at it like, why would you punish 80% of the people who come in here and they enjoy themselves for 20% of the people who are trying to create chaos? So instead of doing that, you just got to take more control back and make sure that people enjoy the reason why they're here and keep that. So that's what it is. G Bush was the first one I started following after I was tired of the old media. When you came on his show, I follow you, and still this day, no regrets D, hashtag New Cleveland. Shout out to you, Donnie King. Shout out to you. What high school? Kevin Shorts, what's going on? What high school did you go to? Fun fact, I went to Warrensville Heights High School. We lived in Cleveland, moved out of Cleveland to the suburbs, and then moved back to Cleveland. So Warrensville Heights High School, and then I was homeschooled for my last 2 years because my parents would not allow me to go to John Hay. They wouldn't allow me to go to John Hay. So they wouldn't allow me to do it. Some of my best friends are from Cleveland. Hey, I'm telling you, man, it's a connection, Keith Hunt. That Hunt last name, it's a connection. It's a connection. Help the Atlanta Falcons. Hey. I saw a clip of Kevin Stefanski talking, and I thought about playing it, and I said, nah, that ain't my problem. That ain't my problem. That ain't my problem. I said, it's not my problem. Evelyn, after my kids was born at Mount Sinai. Shout out to Mount Sinai. My grandma actually worked at Mount Sinai. My mom worked at Mount Sinai. So shout out to Mount Sinai. Unfortunately, it closed down, but shout out to Mount Sinai. Brent, buenos dias. D in chat. What's going on, Brent? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Haters are still viewers. They still watching, right? Oh, they're watching. They just can't input. They can't throw off the stream. They can't twist it so it goes left. They just gotta watch. That's all. 4 of my children. Yeah, shout out to Mount Sinai. Depending on when they was there, my grandma worked there for a long time, and then my grandma retired from Mount Sinai, and then my mom also worked at Mount Sinai. So I know the hospital all too well. Man, my T-shirt is awesome. Todd Father, the quality and thickness is amazing. Shout out to you, Brent. One thing I wanted to make sure was when I put together merch, I wanted to be a good fit, good quality. I wanted all of that. I wanted everybody to have something nice. You know what I'm saying? And I can show you, but until you actually touch the merch in person, until you feel, that's when you really feel like, dang, it's not cheap. And it's not cheap. So shout out to you, Brent. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you. Speak on it, D. Shame tactic is a weak tactic. Love it. Yeah, shame not gonna work on me, man. I'm 40 plus, y'all. Like, I'm 40 plus. I've seen a lot. I've been through a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes, done some things well, keep learning and growing every day. One thing I learned is shame is always coming from a weak place. It's always coming from a weak place. So I don't give it strength. I don't give shame strength or power. Shame don't work. When you come to me with shame, I just click block. I don't even think about it. It's second nature at that point. Second nature. Never understood why people act up like that over opinions when all they have to do is change the channel if they don't want to be here. Hey, simple. Very simple. Very simple. Very simple. Shout out to Warrensville Heights High School. Yeah. The high school, I think it was Brad Sellers might have put a lot of money into Warrensville High School after I ended up leaving there. So it was nice. It was nice. Oh, let's see. Not trying to start drama, but am I the only one who thought G Bush's Saturday show sounded like Off the Record D's Friday show? Hey, I'm gonna let y'all talk amongst yourselves. I ain't gonna touch it. I'm gonna keep it moving. D, let the trolls play too. We're troll hunters in here. Hey, I'll let them play a little bit. A little bit. The tag even says Off the Record D. I need to know the brand of these tees so I could get some plain ones. I could get you set up. We could work it out. We could work it out. We could work it out, Brent. We could work it out. Yeah, nice quality t-shirts. And also, even like the legacy tee is a nice quality. So I want to make sure I put quality out there. Like, I'm not just going to start something and halfway do it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to put my name on it, if I'm going to put my name on it, if I'm going to put my time, energy, and effort into it, that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I did. So we get with me, Brent. Get with me. I worked at Mount Sinai. The years were 85, 90, 93, and 98. Hold up, Evelyn. Do you know my grandma? Do you know my grandma? Let me see. Dang, you might know my grandma and my mom. You might know my grandma and my mom, Evelyn. Wow, that's crazy. Small world. Do you participate in Warrensville alumni events? Not really, because I don't get home enough when they're happening. So like on my Facebook and stuff like that, I see a lot of it. But I don't get home enough. I don't get home enough to participate as much as I would like to. Let's see. It's good to hear some positive media. Shout out to you, Kevin Shorts. I appreciate you. Homeschool, you sound like a teacher, a politician, a pastor, a college professor, and an activist. I already knew you have a high IQ. Yeah, my parents, they didn't want me to go to John Hay. And they were like, look, we're going to do homeschool. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do homeschool. I want to be out there in school. But they like, nah, we homeschooling. So, it definitely sped up the pace at how I view life. I'll tell you that. It definitely did that for me. It definitely did. Let's see. Zedric, I ain't touching that. Kevin Shorts, I played against Brad Sellers, Glenville High. Hey, shout out to the Tar Blooders. The Tar Blooders right around the corner. From where I used to stay at in Cleveland. So shout out to Glenville. Yeah, my younger brother, when he was in high school, played against Glenville. Ted Ginn Sr. wanted him to come to Glenville. He wanted to, try to create a name for himself in the other way. So he ended up not going to Glenville. But my younger brother played in high school when Ted Ginn's son, not the senior, the junior, was in high school. So Ted Ginn is the fastest person I seen run in real life. The fastest. That's the fastest person I saw. Like, he caught a punt and just ran in a straight line. Nobody could catch him. So special times. That's why we love and trust you. I appreciate that, Brent. I appreciate you. We need specialties made for our first off the record meetup. I got some stuff in the works. Also, I Patreon. When I say Patreon is going to go to a different level this fall. And I'm not doing this as a sales tactic for Patreon. Just the people who are on Patreon, y'all are going to see we're taking it to a totally different level. The Patreon peeps, totally different level. Might have something to do with some merch. Might have something to do with some meetups. Might have something to do with some games. Maybe. We your eyes and ears, your fans. I appreciate you, Dr. Clyde Marshall. Yeah, you might know him. Do you know my grandma? Yeah, that was a real question. Okay, fair play. Let's see. Percy Harvin, fast as hell too. Percy Harvin was fast. I didn't see him in person. Hey D in chat, KC, what's going on? D, something to react to later, but Josh Cribbs is on with Debo and Joe right now. Shout out to you, Zedric. I saw that they listed. I saw that they listed him. Your little brother played against my nephew Cecil Shorts III. Potentially, let me think back. Let me think. What years would that be? That would have been early 2000s. That would have been maybe around 2004, 5 in that range. I think it's in that range. My years kind of melt, but I think it's in that range around the early 2000s. Because he about 4 years behind me, and then so it would have been early 2000s, maybe even 05, 06 in that range. Yeah, so potentially. So shout out to y'all. Nice opening monologue there. Let's get it. The chatbot is back. The chatbot will be keeping things in order. Also, make sure you subscribe if you're watching. You're not subscribed. At different times, I'll change the time range for how long you had to be subscribed for you to participate in the chat, just so we can maintain some control and we can make sure that people actually enjoy themselves while they're here. So, dang, there go the bot again. My nephew graduated in 05. Let me think about the years. Maybe when my younger brother was a freshman. Maybe as a freshman. Brad Sellers is the mayor in Warrensville Heights now. I thought it was something up. I didn't see Brad Sellers talking about the Cavs as much anymore. I thought it was something up. Let's get this thing going. Let's get it going. That was Jeezy. Let's get the motivation. Where we at? Motivation is here. Let's get this thing rocking. This is ET. Just a little quick motivation here. Let's go, ET.
1.
You got to become a good decision maker to make your dreams become a reality. So I made a decision. I was going to wake up every single day and I was going to write. I was going to wake up every single day. Do me a favor, in your phone right now, I want you to write down good decisions, bad decisions. All right? Good decisions, bad decisions. I want you to write that down. Good decisions, say it with me, good decisions, bad decisions. So let me just say this to you, and I want to make this clear. Right? I remember, years ago, we used to say when we was kids, somebody would say, well, that person is middle-aged, that person is old, right? You can't say that anymore. Why? Because of the decisions that a lot of us are making now. There are kids who are 17 and 18 who are old. Why? Because they're not going to make it to 19. So they're seniors. Like, that's it. They're 19, 20, they're making some bad decisions. They're not going to make it to 21. So they're actually a senior citizen at 15 because they don't have but 3 or 4 years left to go. Does that make sense? Because they made what kind of decisions? Bad decisions. So here's what I want you to do for me. I want you to ask yourself every single day, are the decisions I'm making good? Because if you're a good decision maker, it means you are guaranteed to make your dreams become a reality. I told you.
I want y'all to hear that. It's about making good decisions. And some people are not making the best decisions. Every decision isn't going to be right, but you want to get better at it. You want to take your time. You want to sit back. You want to be at peace when you make a decision and then move forward. So I thought this was a good little touch of motivation. Just be good at making decisions. Be good. And it's not something, every decision is not going to be right. Every decision is not going to be right, but just get better from day to day. If you want to achieve your dreams, it has to start with good decision making. So shout out to ET. Shout out to ET. What we got next? All right, next we got. Let me clean some of this up as we go. All right, so it was some people saying that the Cavs are gonna get swept. I'm sorry, put your brooms away. No sweeping going on around here. The Cavs win. The Cavs win. James Harden came through in the clutch. Also, the spacing. I called out the spacing. James Harden said, hey, I need space to work. I need space to operate. I need space to move around. So, with that being said, Kenny Atkinson spaced the floor better. He kept a third ball handler on the floor. Having Dennis Schroeder play the lead guard and having Harden and Donovan Mitchell play off of him was really good because that kept everybody at home. That opened up the lane. That opened up the space. So shout out to the Cavs. We got to get one more tonight. And then tie this thing up and then force the hand. We got to switch. The pressure. We got to put the pressure right at the doorstep of the Detroit Pistons so we can make this thing a series. We can make it a series. So shout out to the Cavs. Shout out to Kenny Atkinson and some of the adjustments that he made. Shout out to James Harden sealing the deal at the end. Also shout out to Max Strus getting that inbounds pass, steal, layup at the end of the game. Great stuff. So shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're on tonight at 8. Hey, we're going to try to run this thing back and do it again. We're going to try to run it back and do it again. Try to get another one. We're going to try to get another one, y'all. Another one. Wild, sad reality. Yes, when ET said that some people are making decisions right now that they are cutting their life short and they're turning into seniors, man, that thing hit me like a rock this morning. And it just got to work on making better decisions. Cleveland media is like Kermit the Frog, Fred Flintstone, Ninja Turtles, Ike and Tina Turner before Shedeur. Hey, come on, don't put my Ninja Turtles in there. Don't put my Ninja Turtles in there. You can put everybody else. Don't put my Ninja Turtles in there. Cleveland media is like Creflo, Dollar, Iceberg, Slim, Saddam Hussein, and Halle Salish before Shedeur. You going in, Ivy League Mac. You going in. You can keep everybody. Take out my Ninja Turtles, man. Raphael's my guy. D, what is the main page or podcast? I need to hear him every day for some motivation. I got you. Let me grab it for you. I didn't close it, did I? I might have closed it, but I can get it for you. Give me a second, Donnie King. I got you. Let me grab it. Let me grab that motivation for you. Give me just a moment. Let's do this. Let's throw this up. I got you. That is ET. That is Eric Thomas. He's one of the go-to people I like to use for motivation. That is ET. I will get the history, or not my, I'm going through my history, but I'll get my history, and then I'll get that ET video for you.
Whatever's happened to you, don't change your great.
All right, this is another one of his videos that I was watching this morning, but it'll take you to his YouTube. So this will take you to his YouTube right here. So there you go, Donnie King. Oh man, I didn't turn my camera off. There we go. That's the link to his YouTube right there, Donnie King. That's the link right there. So shout out to you. Let's see. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Why do they have problems with the position that Levert and Hunter and now the new guys play? They always underperform. See, I would have tried to figure it out with DeAndre Hunter. I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't have a little bit more belief in him. I know they wanted to get under the salary cap. They wanted to get under that additional blanket so they can have some cap flexibility in case they need to change the roster. So I know that was a key factor in trading him. I like the pieces they got back. I just think that they got to keep more spacing. So I would like to see them start Schroeder or start Strus and Dean Wade. I want to see them start another person who can bring the ball up court, initiate the offense, and also space the floor. So it's just one of those. I wish Kenny Atkinson was a little bit more flexible, especially now that the playoffs are here. Just wish he was a little bit more flexible. Pistons in Cleveland made it a real game. Cleveland played well, but let's go Detroit Pistons. I know you got to rep your home squad. Nothing wrong with it, but the Browns is winning this thing. We winning this, or I'm sorry, the Browns. The Cavs are winning tonight. Tonight at 8, the Cavs gonna win, hopefully. hopefully they win. Let me show y'all something. Let's get to football. Let's go here. So Shanithia asked me this question. I didn't forget it. I was looking at everybody that the Browns had in on top 30 visits. And I just made a little graphic here. This is everybody they had come in on top 30 visits. Now, the funny thing is they got 4 of these players that they had in on top 30 visits. They got 4 of them. So they brought in, they didn't get any edge rushers. They didn't take any of these quarterbacks. Wide receiver, they took 2. They didn't take the running back. They took the safety. They took Spencer Fano. They didn't take any of these guys. So let me show y'all right here. This is what they got. Out of the top 30 visits, they had a bunch of guys come in. They got 4 of them. Last year, out of their top 30 visits, they got 5 because they ended up signing Isaiah Bond after his name was cleared. So in the last 2 years, 60 visits, they have been able to get 9 of those players on the team. So top 30 visits might be more of an indicator of who they like if you know the position of need that they're going after. So just something to put out there in your brains for next year. If you're looking at what the Browns might do, pay attention to the top 30 visits with the highest needs and see how they marry them together. See how they marry it together. So shout out to Shanithia. She asked me that question, trying to get an idea of what the Browns would do, and that kind of showed it there. All right, let's see. They brought in all the top receivers, and folks thought they wouldn't draft one. Zedric, that was crazy to me. I heard people saying that, oh man, they're gonna go quarterback, they're gonna go this, they're gonna go that, and I was like, I don't think they want the Browns to be good. That's the only way I could break it down. I was looking at it, I was like, I don't think they want them to be good. I think they want the Browns to be bad. And the only way to do that, and you can't just come out and say it, is to say they're going to do something crazy in the draft. It's the only thing I can see. Yep, I got it. Thank you. I will shout you out on there for putting us up on game. He is good. That's why I can't stand the old media or the hate they spew. I'm a positive-minded person. Hashtag New Cleveland. Yeah, shout out to you, Donnie Kings. And I even tell y'all the why. I start an early portion of the stream with an added motivation because this is something that I used to do when I worked in corporate America. So I work for a Fortune 500 company in human resources, and on my desk, I would put a motivation up every day. And a bunch of people would come past my desk to check out my motivation, just so you can start your day off with, get your blood flowing in a good direction, a positive direction. So that's why I would do that. That's why I would do that. So I was like, man, I could bring this to my stream, and that's what makes it unique to me, because some people say, man, you talk about sports. Why are you bringing up motivation? Well, I know that people are getting ready for work. I know that people might be at work. I know that people will be doing other things while they listen, and since they are, that's why we have the motivation. That's the reason. Let's see. I saw Trevor Woods wishing his mother a happy hold on. I saw Trevor Woods wishing his mother a happy Mother's Day for the Browns. He was invited to rookie camp. Trevor Woods was here. I didn't even know that. Shout out to him. That he plays. Coach Prime and whichever coaches were encouraging him to go from safety to linebacker, they were seeing how the NFL was changing. They were seeing it because if you look at what's happening, all these tight ends getting drafted, you need more hybrid style players to deal with 2 and 3 tight ends versus linebackers who are fast, because you need somebody who has the ability to defend in space. And that's usually the matchup you create. Oh, you put a linebacker on the running back, you put a linebacker on the good tight end, it's barbecue chicken. So that's why the position that he plays, going from safety, bringing him in a linebacker, having those coverage skills, he could be valuable. He could definitely be valuable. Tool Man, what's going on? It's all good. What is going on? Tool Man, better late than never. Honestly, these Cleveland media folks are not people to be taken serious. It's like bad vaudeville show. I never seen the show, but I just know that when they speak on football, I just look and I'm like, it's not really much I can get from this. So I don't have no problem not watching it. And they still don't want them to be good. There's still a question about QB. It's only a question if you make it one. The Browns haven't moved like they think it's a question. That's a fact. Even last week, I know that everybody's pushing the Deshaun Watson thing, and I said something, and I hope that people caught it. I said, knowledge creates peace. So I started going back and watching more Deshaun Watson, and as I watched more of him, I recognized that a lot of people never watched him. Even at the highest, when he was putting up all the stats, Deshaun Watson was getting sacked like crazy. Let me show y'all. Let me not just tell you. Let me show you. Let me show y'all something. Let's see. So I know that, let's look at his game logs. Okay, here we go. So let me get this up on the screen and let me show y'all. Because I know that people are looking like, man, Deshaun this, Deshaun that. Let's see. Let me take this down and let me add this up. So I know that they never really, this is Deshaun Watson season stats. So I know they never really watched Deshaun Watson, because if you notice, what do they always highlight when it comes to Deshaun Watson? They highlight the numbers. Man, if you look in Houston, look at the numbers he was putting up. He was almost putting up 5,000 yards. He was putting up the touchdowns. He had the interceptions. I'll tell you one thing they're not looking at. Has anybody ever highlighted these sack totals? And when you watch him, when you start to watch his film, you start to notice, man, he gets sacked a lot. Look at this. This is sacks right here, y'all. 19, he only played 7 games. 16 game season, he got sacked 62 times. Remember they said sacks was such a bad stat for Shedeur? He played 15 games. He got sacked 44 times. He played 16 games. He got sacked 49 times. He played 6 games in Cleveland, sacked 20 times. 2023, he played 6 games. He got sacked 17 times. Let me show you 2024. 2024, he played, it's right here. My dots are messing up. But 2024, he played 7 games. He got sacked 30 33 times. 33 times, y'all. When I see this, I'm like, it is no way people ever looked at his film. Because if you're going to make sacks a big knock on Shedeur, the person that you are saying he's going to be way better and you don't hold the sacks against him. So everybody says Deshaun Watson during this time, he was comparable to, they always say he was comparable to Patrick Mahomes. So I was going to do this on Patreon, but we here now, so let's talk about it. So in all his games in the NFL, he played 73 games. He was sacked 244 times. Let me show y'all something. Let me just take this down for a second, and let me show you Patrick Mahomes. This is the player that they often say he was on par with. They always say Patrick Mahomes. He was on par with Patrick Mahomes. That's what they always tell us, right? Now, I got Patrick Mahomes here. Patrick Mahomes, 126 games played. Let me scroll down so y'all can see it. $126 games played, 218 sacks. 218. 126. 126 games. Remember those numbers. Let's go back to Deshun. Deshaun Watson, 73 games. 73 games, 244 sacks. Look, y'all. This is not me trying to paint Deshaun Watson negatively. This is me highlighting the facts that people speak and they don't watch the film. They are just talking. They're just talking, y'all. So Deshaun Watson is not the boogeyman to me. He's not the boogeyman to me. He's not the boogeyman to me. I look at Deshaun Watson and I look at it from a football standpoint and I'm like, I don't see him beating out Shedeur. It's one thing when you throwing, and like you'll hear Coach say later, you throwing in shorts and t-shirts. It's one thing. It's totally different when you have another team that's trying to sack the quarterback. How often did they bring up sacks for Shedeur last year? How often they bring it up, y'all? And they never bring it up when it comes to Deshun. So, what's going on with Marie? Welcome in, welcome in.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Good morning, Marie. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. What's going on? How you feeling? How you feeling? Glad to have you here. Glad to have you. Just talking a little Deshaun Watson. So, as I look at these things, as I break down film from his Houston days, and I actually look at what's going on with him and who they are projecting him to be, Deshaun Watson is not a boogeyman for me. He is not a boogeyman for me. I don't lose any sleep when they talk about him. I spent way too much time trying to explain that to people last Monday. This week, hey, man, figure it out. It's here. Just go look it up. It's here. It is here, y'all. Just look at the stats, look at the film, that combination. If you're on Patreon, you know that we have been breaking down Deshaun Watson games. And this is the part of it that they never speak about. They never speak about it. They never speak about it. So Deshaun Watson is not a boogeyman for me. I don't lose any sleep when they say Deshaun Watson is going to be this, he's going to be that. Because if you just look at it, if you just look at the stats and you break it down, you will see that Deshaun Watson, he has some stuff he has to work on in his game. He has some stuff he has to work on. So Deshaun Watson not a boogeyman for me. D, a guy from the Dawg podcast, is hot because Mary Kay is advocating for Deshun to start. He put up Deshun last 7 games step by side. Deshun was worse in his 7 games than Shedeur was. He was. That's why, if you remember on Friday stream, I said when UCSS put the graphic up of showing Deshaun Watson in 2020 versus his Shedeur stats last year, why wouldn't you show up for the same team? Because then it doesn't tell the same narrative. I was telling someone this weekend, I think those ACL Injuries caught up to him before the Achilles. His athleticism may be shot at this point, but we won't know until preseason. Preseason is when we're going to get the truth. Listen, I'm not rebutting dumb Cleveland narratives. I just turned them into jokes because they are jokes. Watson last 7 games in his 7th year was worse than Shedeur last 7 games. Dangerous. That's a fact. That's the part they don't want to get to. Like, go to the next level. Don't stop at the surface. D, I was watching some of Watson's play, some of those sacks. He ran into them, which makes me wonder how well he can read defenses. It's a game, or after a game, Deshaun Watson is going to be breaking down cover 3, how to attack it. And I'm going to tell you something. When I heard him do that, I was like, oh, he understands defense. I never really, this was when he was in Houston. I just assumed he understood defenses and he would get better at it. I never looked into it heavily. But now I'm looking at it and I'm watching this film and I'm like, a lot of times he is not going to the place where you would beat certain coverages. So Deshaun Watson's not a boogeyman for me. That's the best way I could put it. He's only played 4.5/9 seasons based on games played. He hasn't played that much, and that's a lot of sacks. The sack problem wasn't all line. It's holding the ball too long. He is not Patrick Mahomes. Let me get some water, y'all. My apologies. Sorry about that. He's more an incompetent Michael Vick after prison without the physical ability. Yeah, he don't look as comfortable reading. He don't look as comfortable reading defense. They want Deshaun Watson to play because they just don't want Shedeur to succeed. He will let them all off the hook for the bad hate they spread about him. We don't hate any of the QBs. We all say give him a chance. That's a fact. That's what I say. Let the best man win. If I was Watson, I wouldn't want to play because if I'm bad, he's not getting another contract. Yeah, he has a lot to lose, actually. Deshaun Watson didn't impress me when he was in Houston. Like you said, he was getting pummeled and retreating backwards a lot of the time. I'm starting to break down this film, Craig, and I'm like, oh, man, these people who are advocating for him clearly never watched him. Let's keep going. I've been saying Watson isn't better than Sanders. Hey, hold on. Let me do this. Put some respect on our Jizzle name.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Our Jizzle has been saying it plain and clear. Whenever anybody bring it up, Watson is not better quarterback than Shedeur. So put some respect on our Jizzle name. And he's been saying it very plain like that. Rashida, good morning. Hashtag New Cleveland. D and the Off the Record family. Rashida, what's going on? What is going on? Welcome in. While practice no pads at 60% speed, the 10-year vet is always going to look better. Game processing, he hasn't processed NFL speed with any competency ever. He's the league's most expensive backup. He's just going to be a backup. Let's see. Deshaun Watson, I know he is fighting for a future contract on another team next year, but let him play and mess up your future with Shedeur starting the season. So let him prove he is QB1 for your franchise. I agree. That's the approach I would take. Just always hit me with the cotton mouth. It's too much talking. That's what it is. So I got to stop. You know what I'm saying? I get too excited. I got to stop and drink water. Just always give me, hey, cotton mouth. Shanithia, what is going on? Welcome in.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country.
Come to OffThaRecordDee, where we going to read your super chats. Your voice is going to be heard. What is going on, Shanithia? Welcome in. Sanders is a way better at processing and is rising skill. Watson is as good as he is ever going to get on the downward spiral. Feed to the ball, develop him. That's a fact. That's what I say to him, man. That's what I say. So this is why, even though people push the Deshaun Watson stuff, I don't lose no sleep over it. Because the more I watch and the more I break down, I'm like, man, y'all kind of look kind of silly even bringing up Deshaun Watson if you watch him. Because nobody has said anything. Nobody has said anything about his sacks. Nobody has said anything. Nobody. Happy belated Mother's Day to all the moms. Yeah, shout out to all the moms. Hopefully y'all enjoyed y'all special day. Hopefully you did something for yourself, even if it was small or big. Hopefully you did something for yourself for all the sacrifices that y'all make. Okay, so I might say something controversial, but when I watch Pat Mahomes, he looks good but not great. He looks like he's playing backyard football, running around. He had players making plays. I think that's a fair assessment of Patrick Mahomes, and I'll tell you why. Patrick Mahomes won his first Super Bowl and said, I don't know how to read defenses. I'm still learning. He was honest with it. So it will be buy some more time so you can see what you have to see. So I don't think that's controversial because he admitted to it. He admitted to it. So I don't think it's controversial. He said that when he was on the shop. He said it on the shop. Good morning, Ms. Brown. How you feeling today? Rashida, this is not to you. This is to that content creator. That content creator, I don't even listen to what she say. She doing it all for clicks. I don't listen to nothing she say. That's not to you. That is to her. The content creator, I don't listen to her. I can't wait for the Todd father to drop the bombshell. Who's going to be QB1? 2 things, and I jump for joy, or I'm smashing something at my house. # through Cleveland. I think you're going to be fine. I think you're going to be fine. Because I just, if you look at it from a football standpoint, I'm like, I don't understand. I like all of this Deshaun Watson talk because when Shedeur beats him out, I'm going to laugh when Cleveland media starts saying Deshaun Watson was washed and it was real competition. You know that's what they're going to do, Ivy League Mac. You know that's what they're going to do. We know Tua is going to make mistakes. Expect defense to disguise and trick him. It is expected. 1 or 2 plays a game. He had 3 to 5 plays a game that were wild moments. I agree. And that's why I wanted to get people to see that it's no perfect quarterback. Quarterbacks can get fooled. Coaches, with what they think the team is going to do, they can get fooled. It's not about being perfect. It's more about winning the game. So that's why during last season, everybody was saying, oh, he got to stop this or stop that. I'm like, this dude, he ain't have no reps. It's all good. It's all good, Rashida. He didn't have no reps with the first team. He going out there playing against live teams who are out there trying to win, season on the line. Stuff going to happen. So everybody was just adding that extra layer of pressure to Shedeur, like, oh, well, he can't do this, or he can't take a sack, or he can't get an interception. Man, that's part of it. Find me the quarterback that never was sacked, that never had an interception in the season. So people, that's just a very base level way to look at it, but you got to look at it a little bit deeper than that. Let's keep it moving. We got through there. We got time. Let's listen to Andamasu before we get to all things Cleveland Browns. Let me just check. Okay.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. This is Andamasu. So last week I played what is his name? I don't even remember the quarterback name I played last week who they said was a hater. Kellen Mond. Last week I played Kellen Mond, and people didn't like the tone he took and said he was a hater. I believe that was an anchor and bias. He could not get outside of what he expressed and how he saw it and what he said. So we got Andamasu giving his perspective on coaches trusting players and if where you get drafted matters or if it's performance based. So let's see. We got Andamasu. All right, here we go.
Perspective. I mean, I think talent is obviously what opens the door for you, but it's whether you can walk through that door and maintain a high level of success. And I think that high level of success is a commitment to saying, can this coach trust you? I think that's the number one thing, especially from a position coach perspective, because you got to look at it from this standpoint.
Yeah.
It's my decision to put you on that field or not. Are you going to do exactly what I'm asking you to do, or are you going to go rogue and get me cussed out by the head coach, where then I got to go explain to him, like, nah, he didn't do exactly what I told him to do. You need to get rid of him.
Yes.
Or a coach can be like, hey, man, look at how well he's doing. He's making my job easy.
Yeah.
And I remember this vividly, especially in Tampa with one of my coaches there, like Coach Bowles and Coach Casey, man. Coach Casey loved me, but also at the same time, it's like, man, Sue, you be going rogue sometimes. But he trusted me that if, at the end of the day, if I did go rogue, I would take full responsibility of me going rogue.
Yeah.
Because he was very stringent and understood what he wanted the defense to look like. But hey, man, you're a talented player. You see things that I'm not seeing. So I trust that you're going to go and make a play. But if you go outside the box, you're also going to bite that bullet.
Yeah.
If you get called out in film, you're going to raise your hand. Hey, coach, hey, that was me.
Yeah.
I went rogue.
Right.
So it's a combination of those different things where I think coaches respect you and trust you, and they give you that leeway. And I think as a young player, especially as you come into this league, you have to understand you got to earn the trust. And it doesn't matter where you've been drafted. None of that matters because a lot of that is just put on these coaches' plates. Yeah. They didn't get to make the decision.
So this is where he is not in agreement with how Kellen Mond views it. He's saying, look, the position coaches, unless they had a hand in picking you, it wasn't up to them. They just had to work with what they have. So we saw last year, it seems as if maybe the position coach was cool with Shedeur, but some coaches were not cool with Shedeur because he wasn't even getting practice reps when he was the backup with the ones. So Sue is saying, yeah, that gets you in the door, but after you're in the door, it's about what you do. What have we noticed? A lot of, especially quarterbacks who are career backups, rarely won competitions to be the starter. They all view it from, oh, they're getting treated how they are, so they're stuck on it. Sue is saying, nah, maybe it's something else that they didn't do that they are not telling you is the reason why they couldn't move forward. So listen to what he's about to say here.
They get to draft you. They didn't go through all those different things. The GM went through that. The scouts went through all those different things. They're just now getting to know you to say, hey, can I trust you? You're going to actually execute what I'm asking you to execute.
How do you gain that trust, like tactically?
Tactically, each and every single day in practice, meetings, everything you're doing, they're watching you. Are you on time? Do you come in slopping last minute, sweating because you took a shower last minute and because you was joking around in the locker room, all these different particular pieces. Coaches are watching you. The people talk in meetings. Yeah. People talk around the building. So as you look at this culmination of things, do you show up and pull up into a locker room and or does the strength coach have to go talk to your head coach or talk to your coach, your position coach? Man, this dude's not showing up on time. He comes into the weight room, but he don't do nothing. Like, those are all trust factors that are being checked off. I can trust him or I can't trust him. Which box are you going to be in?
That is it.
So he handled this with nuance, and he explained another thing that you can look for. He explained another thing that you would have to look for to determine if you ever were able to gain trust from position coaches. One thing we rarely hear from the backup quarterbacks who are no longer in the NFL, they never talk about, did they show up on time? Did they show up early? How they treated people around the building? That is something they never talk about. That is something they never talk about. They never talk about that. So this is why I look through the lens of different perspectives, because Sue is saying, hey, yeah, you could have had some talent, but you could have been a teammate that they didn't like to be around. You could have always been running in late. You could have not treated people in the building right. That's what the backups, that's the point, that's the level of nuance that the backups never break down. Excuse me. They never break that down. They only leave it at, oh man, it was a guy there and I couldn't beat him out. So that's why I wanted to play this for y'all, to give you a different perspective, because sometimes people, in an effort to not show weakness, they never admit fault to anything they did. So they only highlight, man, this dude was drafted before me, so he was the guy. This dude, he was cool with the coach, so that's why he got the opportunity. Okay, well, that was in one place. Most of these backup quarterbacks who speak on Shedeur and other quarterbacks, they played at 6-7 teams. So at every place, was it always somebody else's fault? Was that always the reason why you couldn't win the competition? And even with Kellen Mond, that's why I said I don't think he was a hater. I think his perspective is anchored to what he went through, and he might truly believe he was better than people, but your performance has to show you better. So that's what it is. I thought this was a great. I thought this was a great breakdown. He hit some places of that conversation that other people did not want to do. He went to some places other people didn't want to go. So shout out to Sue. That's why I played this, just to give y'all a different perspective. All right, let's catch up on the chat before we get to all things Browns. Let's see. I watched the 2006 AFC divisional game with Brady and Rivers where Brady threw 3 picks and they still found a way to win. Somewhere along the way, they tried to swerve how we view QB play overall. I agree. Progression equals success. Always moving forward, getting better at your craft equals success, in my opinion. I agree with you right there, Rashida. I trust Deshaun Watson to win us 1 or 2 games if Shedeur can't go. In a pinch, I think he could do that. I don't think he could do it over the course of a whole season. So I agree with you, C. Brown Ryan. Kellen Mond had great footwork. Unfortunately, it didn't make him an NFL quarterback. Talk to him, Keith Hunt. D, you are correct. The Cleveland media wants to say Shedeur was doing what he did last year without reps and only on raw talent, but it's going to get dangerous this year. Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him. Asante, what's going on? Welcome in, Asante. What's going on? What's going on? I won't say hate, but we collectively don't look at QB play the way they did 20 years ago. You throw 3 picks now, and you're trash while ignoring all context. That is a fact. Also, I think you have more people speaking on sports. I won't even just say football. More people speaking on sports, giving their opinion, and you don't know the level of work they've put in on the back end to try to understand whatever game they're covering, whatever sport they're covering. So if y'all been here a while, which most of y'all have, y'all know I said my favorite sport is basketball. My favorite sport is basketball. I enjoy football. I've been a Browns fan my entire life. I had to learn more about football. So in the offseason, I'm learning, how does a quarterback go to his progressions? I'm learning what are the new packages that are being ran. I'm learning how teams are going down to 3 safeties instead of having the slot corner, because a lot of times the slot corner is not as physical as a third safety when it comes to tackling, because they got to maintain their edge. I'm learning those things. So just because I'm learning those things, that doesn't mean every person that speaks on football or speaks on sports is going to learn the intricacies of football, learn the packages, learn how you put together a play sheet, learn what you're attacking. So it's more opinions out there. So what people do is they narrow it down to something simplified. And what I learned from in the stock market is the person who just only pushes this is going to be easy, usually they're not being honest with you. So it's a small baseline, but if you ever want to know if a person who sells courses on the stock market, if they oversimplify it, you just do this, make money every single day, that person is not being honest with you. And sometimes that spills over into other fields. So if a person oversimplifies what a quarterback does on the drop back, what a team is trying to accomplish, usually I look at that like they just don't know enough. So that's my TED talk on that. Season is long. Green will probably light up the field. Shedeur struggles because Watson isn't resilient enough to be kind of on all season. If Shedeur develops, we won't need the gimmick play. I like that. I like that. And if I think anything with Taylor Green, if it comes into play, it's going to be way later down the season, in the season when they believe he could potentially go in as a backup. That's when I think it could happen. Or depending on how the season goes with injuries, they can say, okay, well, we're going to have 3 quarterbacks on the game day roster, which is not that often. Not that often. I believe they're going to use Taylor Green at wide receiver or special teams. I don't know. They made it very clear that they view him as a quarterback. So, I mean, I know he has a lot of athleticism, but to me, he doesn't look like a quick, twitchy person like they could just easily transition to receiver. Professionalism isn't solely just showing up. Talk to him, Brent. That's a fact. it's about how you treat everybody around. It's about what you do while you're there. It's about how you manage your time. It's a lot that goes into it. A lot that goes into it. Chat just jumped on me. Okay, where we at? Deshun will never be Brady. Brady lacked physical ability, so he had to prepare his opponent. Watson has always so physically gifted that at a point in his career, it's too late to learn. I agree with that. I think they're going to split 7 games each. I don't know which one going to start first. I don't know. It's tough to, it's an old saying in football, if you got 2 quarterbacks, you got none, because it's hard to go back and forth. I think the best approach is to say, this is your starter, this is our starter for the season, barring injury. So usually injury will be a reason why. But if you go in with the approach that you're going to put somebody 7 games here, 7 games, one is going to put your season in jeopardy, and 2, you can't prepare 2 guys at one time. We learned that last year. I can't even take the Taylor Green combo seriously yet because Monken added a lot of ifs to him even seeing the field. He did, and we're going to get to it. He did. Let's see. Brady outprepares his opponent, making his game skills not physical ability. It became second nature. I agree with that. Todd Father is a much smarter than we all think. So we keep forgetting he won national championships in college back-to-back. This man is no dummy. He's going to cook for us this season. I'm all ready to say us. I think he's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. I'm a little behind, but I had a question. Miles wanted to trade the last time Deshaun Watson starter. He stayed because of the plan at QB. No way the plan is Watson again, right? I don't think I would tie those 2 things together. I wouldn't tie those 2 things together. I think it was how much losing he has endured is a lot of the reason why Myles Garrett wanted to be traded. I wouldn't directly tie that to Deshaun Watson. I wouldn't tie that to Deshaun Watson. Because it's too much room in the middle for information that we don't have that we would do a lot of speculation about. So I would say over the course of all these years he's been in the league, all the losing, and he couldn't see a better, brighter way out. That's what I would tie it to. I just hope when they name Shedeur the starter, they stick with him through the season, through the good and the bad, give him time to grow, and him losing the starter position is not held over his head. If you want to get the best and the most out of him, that's the way I would like to see him do it. I would like to see them say, hey, he's our starter for the season, barring injury, and that's just how good teams do it. You can't go back and forth. You throw off the psyche, you make guys more tense, you make guys press, and you want guys to go in and be able to play calm and play at ease. And if you know you're looking over your shoulder, if I make a mistake, I might get pulled, then you're not going to be at ease when you're out there playing. You don't want to add any additional layers to a quarterback for them to think about when they're out there. You don't want to add that. So I would hopefully they just say this is going to be our guy. Let's see. Bear with me, y'all. I got to do something real quick. Hit that like button. We're going to say thank you to our Patreon peeps. I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back, everybody. All right, we back. Thank y'all for sticking with me. Let's catch up on the chat, and then we're going to get to the introduction to our 2026 rookie class. We're also going to listen to the Todd father and his 2 press conferences. We're going to kind of jump and listen to different spots of each one, but it's going to be all things Cleveland, all things Cleveland Browns. So let's see. Let's put this here. All right, let's see where we leave. Okay, we got that. I don't believe that after finding out how messy Cleveland media is, that's what set Flacco and Dillon up last year. Yeah, looking over their shoulder. You cannot expect the quarterback to play fast when they're looking over their shoulder. You got to say, hey, this is my starter. Go out there. We're riding with you if you make mistakes or not. He is going to be the starter. I believe Shedeur will. I don't believe you instill confidence in your QB if you say they each will play X amount of games. I agree with you, Craig. You don't. You just want to say, hey, you got the season. I don't know what talent will be because it's so early. I don't see it happening this season. He has a lot of growth needed. He is not the first tall and fast QB to come into the league. I agree with you there. At the same time, though, we knew we were going to see Shedeur, so maybe that was the best move. Yeah, I think last year, them not knowing who it was and who was going to be better, I understand it. But I don't think I don't think you could do multiple seasons of just putting in quarterbacks and pulling out quarterbacks. I don't think you can. Also, what I love to hear, the first thing Todd father said is his playbook is to match the team and the QB that is playing. He doesn't play his playbook. He played by what he got on the field. That's a big thing. That was a big knock on Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski said, it's my playbook. You just come here and run it. Dismiss what the Cleveland media is saying. Shedeur is starting. He's QB1. Excuse me. Facts. Let's see. How y'all feeling today? I am work moving real fast. I'm trying to sneak y'all in this meeting. I got at 1. What is going on, Tika? What is going on?
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
What is going on? We gonna keep you. We gonna keep you occupied while you're here. Shedeur made his case in the Panthers game. Stefanski was on the clock after that. That's a fact. Seeing them thirst over Taylor is something I guess they could be happy with the late round QB picks. That's a fact. Hey, that's a fact. Even raved about his confidence in himself. Yeah, hey. It's okay when they do it. It's a problem when Shedeur do it. So it's just one of those. All right, let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it.
Let's get ready to rumble.
All right, we got all things Cleveland Browns. We starting out with the Todd father. Todd father is going to make 2 appearances. In the middle, we're going to look at some of your 2026 Cleveland Browns rookies. I'm excited. This is a get-to-know stream. We're going to get to know the rookies because this is what it is about. We are watching these young men live out their lifelong dreams right before our eyes. I'm going to keep saying that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we can get caught up in the entertainment side of it and sometimes forget that these are human beings with real lives and they live similar lives when it comes to family and everyday life as we do. So that's why I keep saying that. So I know y'all probably wonder, man, why do you always say we're watching them live out their dreams? One, we are. And also just remember, these are human beings we're talking about, not just some, pawns without personality, without feeling, without life. So I'm going to keep saying that. We are watching these young men live out their dreams. All right, let's go, Todd father. What you got to say?
Imagine having special packages for him during this season.
Probably too early to tell that, but I could say that anybody with that kind of athleticism, I think, should he progress in certain areas of his game, I think there would be a possibility of him, whether it's short yardage, once you get in the low red zone, maybe some third down stuff that we could utilize.
With 25 invitees, how hard is it to put together?
So that was the Taylor Green question. He said it's a possibility. He also said with how he progressive. That's why I don't think that's something that will happen before the end portion of the season. So I don't believe it was. I don't think it was on take Shedeur off the field a lot. I know some people took it that way when I initially said it, but then in Patreon I went through and I broke down other kind of gimmick plays, and I was showing people like this is 6 plays out of a whole season. Sometimes the Browns will have 70 offensive snaps, and I'm talking about in a game, and this is 6 plays over the course of an entire season. So it's just the Cleveland microphones are going to hype it up like it's going to be something, but you see he quieted their expectations of it something happening right away, which I thought was really good. We're going to skip this question and go to the next question. He's just asking about 25 guys being there, but you need bodies there so you can run, so you can run a session. So we're going to skip that question. Let's see. This is the question he's going to answer, and let's go here.
And they've certainly got to get up to speed, but it is difficult in team settings with invited guys because for those guys, you're not giving them iPads. We haven't Zoomed with them, so really they come in a little bit blind. So it is difficult from that end of it, but ultimately we expect that. We just want to see them move around and see their skill set.
Todd, I know we've talked about in these practices it's difficult to tell a lot about a line, but when you have as many rookies as you do, what's important for Spencer and Austin and all those guys this week in Hartford?
Well, first off, it's unique in the fact that we've got, like our first group that goes out there is, you're talking about 3 draft picks, okay? And then you're one of our signees or undrafted, and then you have one of our veteran guys, Jack, that's out there. So that allows you to function. Along with some of the older guys, we have a tight end at running back, but it's great to get them in there. Obviously, they have a history of success, so it's easy for them to get frustrated when things don't go well, but it's just to start day one, and I was extremely pleased with everybody that was out there, especially those guys.
Todd, when you look at the development of Casey and Denzel, just what's your kind of guiding principles when it comes to starting those rookie wide receivers off? Like, would you prefer to keep them at one position and just kind of develop that, or are you kind of throwing everything at them and putting them in different spots and kind of seeing how they take
It's a great question.
I thought this was a really good question, and shout out to Daniel Oyefusi with this question, because this takes you kind of behind the scenes on how he views what he's going to do with his receivers. So, you're teaching them to be in multiple spots, and then you're going to hear Joe Royer talk later about being inline tight end, off the line tight end, and even being worked in at fullback as well. So one of the things I highlighted breaking down the Ravens, how they were running the ball on Patreon, I was showing how they use their fullback. Sometimes they line them up at tight end. Sometimes they line them up at fullback. Sometimes they split them out wide. When you can do that, you force the defense to match coverage with you, and they're going to put linebackers on the field when you put a tight end in, a fullback in. So they're taking you going heavy. You spread them out, throw it. So it's just another way that you add a wrinkle to your offense. But let's hear his answer.
I think you're better off at most putting them in 2 spots. If you can keep them in one spot, that helps their development. But I don't think you can get away with that. They're going to have to learn at least a couple of spots. But you want them to be able to play fast and be able to function without having to think. And that's been difficult wherever I've been when you've got a rookie. Happened a few years ago at the place I was before. And you've just got to be careful of putting too much on their plate. But I was awfully pleased with them today and how they functioned, got lined up. You can see their skill set. You certainly could today.
With Casey coming off the scope, I know he's out there. Did you have to monitor his reps at all?
We did. We monitored him a little bit. But he was cleared. He was good to go. Knee looks great. We just want to make sure we get through basically this weekend and the first week, so when the other guys get back and we're able to go like we are today and see what we got.
Is that why he was working on the side with Christian Jones during some of the individual special team stuff?
Some of that was because of that, and others we just want to get during special teams. If you're not involved in special teams, everybody has a role, so they get with their coaches.
How about Spencer so far? How's he acclimating? I know it's super early, but just your first impressions.
He was fine. I mean, everything was fine. Again, I'll have a better idea once we watch the tape, but you can certainly see his diligence. I mean, I didn't see anything that would have, made me think any different of him as a player.
So I like the fact that he explained why you want to move guys around and how that makes them valuable. He explained how KC is healthy. So I think that's a good thing because he did have, I believe it was a knee scope. So he was out there with no limitations. So that was good. They're being cautious with him. Then also Mary Kay asked about Spencer Fano and how he looked, which is hard to see how they look, but nothing alarming. So that was good. D, did you see Zay Flowers in Kansas City? No, I made a note. I'm going to check out that game. Green needs to focus on his footwork and game film, studying defenses. If he does this to a degree, when it is second nature, he will impress and watch our world. It's not his arm, it's his legs. Yeah, so I think last year we kind of talked about happy feet in the pocket, and I was talking about how Dylan Gabriel was bunny hopping in the pocket, and I was explaining how his feet were happy. So your feet tell what the brain is thinking. So if your feet are moving around all fast, that's how your brain is moving. So if you are going through your progressions steady, firm, then you're more calm and you go through it. So that's why people talk about footwork so much. But definitely, that's also something that Todd Monken is going to say Taylor Green needs to work on. I love hearing about how the process goes. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. I like when they give behind the scenes on the details of what guys are going through and how they throw the information at them and all that stuff. So I like that. We got to get all of Mary Kay questions are always disruptive, have no vision of future, and are destructive in flux of harmony, winning, development, and competitiveness. To a man, I agree with that. She's a content creator. She's a content creator. C-Brown Run, she might have, but I skipped it. I skipped it. I didn't start this from the very first question. I skipped forward a little bit because I just kind of want to get to more of the core of what we want to hear because we got a decent amount of interviews to go through. So I kind of skipped their first question. Content creator didn't ask about the Shedeur and Deshaun Watson competition. She knew better. Boundaries.
With Spencer, objectively as a coach, when you look out there and you get to see him lined up against his brother, how cool is it to have that scenario out here at rookie minicamp, just two brothers playing on the same team for each other?
Not as cool as it probably is for them. I mean, it's pretty cool, but I'm sure it's really cool for them. And they've been doing that for a few years now, and then to be able to carry it over now, I mean, hell, they're back there jawing right now. So, I mean, it's pretty cool for them.
Todd, you mentioned some of the guys. How important?
I like how he explained that. Like, you got to ask them. If you ask Todd Monken a question and it's like centered around how somebody else feels, he said you got to ask them. I think he's going to get asked a similar question again about them, and he's going to say, well, it's cool for their parents. Like when he was coaching with his brother, it's cool for the parents. When he hired his son as a coach, it's cool for the mom. So I like how he just says, ask that person. Kevin Stefanski used to spend a lot of time trying to answer stuff about injuries. Todd Monken, they asked him a question about injuries. He was like, that's somebody else. I'm not going to talk about injuries. How do you shut down them asking you certain questions? Hey, we're not going to engage with this question. So that's what he did. Let's see. All right, we got a decent amount to get to. Let's get to the next one. Well, I believe we got KC Concepcion. We got KC. I can't wait. I'm getting a 17 jersey. Coach can't stand them people. Yeah. When he get to looking, he looking like, dang, it's not over yet. You can see it on his face. Green needs to work on his ball placement. To me, he has a lot of work to do. Jizzle, I would say that's something I see too. When I see guys always having to jump up for your pass, turn their body around for your passes, then it's definitely not. You are definitely not putting the ball in a catchable place. So if you look at, that was one of the knocks I had on Fernando Mendoza. I was like, man, his receivers are always spinning around to catch passes. When I was breaking down film from Denzel Boston and KC Concepcion in college, they were doing the same thing, twirling around for passes. If you put the ball in the proper place, they don't have to do all that. Coach Monk is great. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Let's hear from KC.
First day out here, learning, you know, being around the guys. So, I mean, it feels great.
Yeah, it looked like you were fine out there. Todd said the knee was good. How good did it feel to be back out there doing what you're supposed to be doing?
It felt good. I felt amazing. I feel, you know, 100%, you know, I'm just, you know, ready to play, honestly.
What's it like getting out there with Denzel and just seeing each other on the field and getting that first chance to work together?
It's amazing, you know. I actually met him, you know, up at the combine, you know. We're getting closer, but you know, us being able to be out there and push each other every day, you know, it is just gonna make us better.
I saw you on the side, you know, working.
I hope y'all noticed that. I like how he just caught himself. He slowed down process so he can get his actual thought out. So he's definitely, shout out to Zedric. This is something you said in the Patreon chat, but he's definitely getting more comfortable speaking to the media. Definitely getting more comfortable. I just reviewed your foundation collection. Shout out to you, Dr. Clyde Marshall, checking out OffThaRecordDee.com. I appreciate you. They gave Trevor Woods a shot to make special teams, but not Shiloh. Jizzle, when I heard the Fano brothers speaking, I was trying to block out the noise, but part of me was just thinking like, man, in a different situation, that probably could have been Shedeur and Shiloh. So I tried to block it out of my head. I couldn't block it out. So I'm right there with you, Jizzle. I'm right there with you. Stefanski was more important to be right than successful. That's why he wasn't either. That's a fact.
With Christian Jones, during some of the ending periods, what was that like, and what was kind of helping you, get acclimated with?
He was just, making sure that, I knew the plays, refreshing me, and we were doing, some ball drills. So.
It feels like just based off of like the stuff you were practicing, even in team drills, you're going to be moving around a lot. Todd said, I like to throw the wide receivers, give them 2 different positions. How are you feeling right now about maybe being used in a lot of different ways and all the movement and stuff?
Great. I mean, the more you can do, the more value you have. So I'm ready. I'm ready to I am ready to do whatever to help out the team.
When they asked about being versatile, that's something that KC Concepcion is. I don't know what Todd Monken said to these players. I don't know what he said to them, but pay attention to whenever somebody asks a question and it's about the vision that Todd Monken has. They all get a little excitement. Even KC right there just kind of smiled when he was saying, yeah, Coach Monken says that he wants guys that are versatile. And I'm like, dang, did he really make this thing this clear to all the players already? It's crazy. It's crazy. In Cleveland, it wouldn't work. They can barely handle one Sanders. Yeah, they could. That's why, I kept trying to block it out because sometimes that thought just creeps in, and I was just like, dang, that would have really been special last year. That's why I can't remember who said it, but somebody was like, man, they kind of messed up Shedeur's rookie season, and I was like, yeah, they did, because listen to them, I was just making sure I could just block out. Because that is something that would have been special if we had this collective group together, not with the group we had last year. They are bought in. I agree with that, Zedric. They're definitely bought in. I expect KC to even come out of the backfield as the motion guy and move all over the place for matchups. I agree with you there. I agree with you. The content creator would be hot if Shiloh would be on the team. What would be your first question to Shiloh? Why you coming at me like that? Nah, she wouldn't ask that. He has to practice talking slower. Yeah, he gonna get it. It's a level of excitement that he has. It's all right. He gonna get it.
Casey, Todd sort of mentioned trying to throw a lot at you guys and just see what you can do, and then sort of figuring out later on like what sort of how to sort of put this people in different places. What is just your first kind of thoughts on what's kind of been thrown your way so far, and how have you kind of handled that part of the adjustment period?
It's been a lot, but I can handle it. I just have to be inside my playbook a lot, studying, extra meetings, extra film. I should be ready. So.
We got this really tall quarterback
Mhm.
talking over there. Did you know Taylor All before you got here? And just what are your impressions being out there practicing with the first time?
Yeah, so me and Taylor had actually met at the combine as well. He's an amazing person, amazing athlete. He has an arm, he can run. I just have to keep getting over for him.
I know it's early, but getting out there and working with Denzel and then thinking ahead to working with some of the veterans later on this summer, what do you think about your skill set, about your game is going to complement this offense the most?
I'm very versatile. I can play pretty much any position on the field. And, after the catch, it's electric. I get the ball in my hands. I'm trying to go score. So.
They are definitely they are definitely bought in, and he has made it clear. Last year, I don't believe players showed this level of excitement. I don't think they got a clear vision of what they were going to be able to do in the offense, and you can see guys have it this year. You can see guys have it. They didn't have it last year. Shiloh better than Fano and Woods. I agree with you there. After the first Gabriel game, watching guys drop ball instead of die was clear he wasn't going to work. Yeah, hospital balls. I can see them using KC the way they used JSN in Seattle last year. He moved around a lot. Yes, to get those favorable matchups. I agree. In my opinion, if Shiloh wants to make a way back to the NFL, he needs to go play a year in the CFL. Shedeur will have more clout in year 3 to bring him in. I agree. And I don't know, Shiloh kind of making money too, so I don't know if he want to. I don't know. He mentioned that the money he's making is more than he would be making in the NFL right now based on the contract he has. So I don't know if he still wants it. Imagine him and his Isaiah Bond on the field at the same time. Monken is going to cook with this offense. Hashtag New Cleveland. Derek, he is. Because then what happens is when you got guys who can take the top off the defense, safeties are not going to be able to just creep up in the box. Then you can bully guys on the line of scrimmage. You can run the ball on them. Then when they bring a guy down, they got to pick and choose. Are we going to make sure we stop guys over top, or are we going to bring a safety down to help stop the run? And then the defense is at your mercy. So I can't wait. What makes this new team special is all new mentality, no loser mindset, all new energy that comes in to win and believe in winning, not losing. We need to support them. The old media will try to mess it up. They will, and we not going to let the media mess it up. We ain't gonna let them mess it up. Shiloh will be great. Shiloh would be a great fit and fun interviews. I agree with that. He is funny. I need to see a Judy presser to check to really check the vibes. Yeah, we probably gonna hear from Jerry Judy in about 9 or 10 days when they go to OTAs. So we're gonna see. I spoke to a friend who saw the pocket drill they ran at the volunteer OTAs, and Shedeur looks way more fluid in the drill. I think when I saw like some of the drills they were running, kind of the only one I thought Deshun looked a lot better in was the fakes. I thought he exaggerated his fakes better. That's the only one I kind of saw that Deshun look better. But to me, Shedeur moves more smooth, to use your word, more fluid than Deshun, and I agree with that. Shedeur was a clear better option early. Stefanski lacked the ability or openness to judge undeveloped talent. His whole history was only cookie cutter QBs late in their careers, but Shedeur has the it factor. That's a fact. Oh, my friend is an NFL strength coach. Shout out to you, D Neon. I can't wait for the season. I'm so hyped about the season. Let's see. D, have you noticed that they don't like including Sanders in Cleveland's successful draft class from last year? They love leaving him out. Yeah, they do leave him out. But the Browns don't. The Browns don't. The difference between Shedeur and Shiloh: Shedeur worked for it. Shiloh wants the job handed. He isn't working to be on a roster. I like Shiloh, but he isn't working out to play the NFL, and it's his choice. I don't think he wants anything handed to him. I wouldn't say that. If you look at going into the draft last year, he worked on his 40 time. He was working to get that down. He actually got invited to a camp. So I wouldn't say he wants it handed to him. I wouldn't say that. I would say maybe it's not what he wants, but I wouldn't say he's looking for it to be handed to him. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't agree with that. He way faster than JSN. Also, he is. Looking at this year and last year and how the Browns are moving, ain't no way they setting this up for Watson. Talk to him, Tika. Imagine we keep this optimism flow going into the season. We add a couple close wins, will be fun. D, we got a lot of fun moments ahead. My Browns war buddy. I agree. When does OTA start? I'm ready for it. Let me tell you the right date. We jump on their website. Important. Oh, this thing is all jacked up. All right, that's rookie. I think it's around the 18th is what I saw, but let me do something real quick. I think I remember it's like the 18th. I think it's the 18th. I could be wrong. 18th, May 18th or the 20th. I'll have to go find it for you. It's somewhere in that range. Shallow does not want to play football anymore. Yeah, he said as much when he was on there with JB. Why do y'all think Watson is getting all this support now? I think they don't want to be wrong publicly about Shedeur. I think they don't want to be wrong publicly about Shedeur, so they push in the direction of somebody else. All right, we got Fano brothers. I like how everybody is competitive. They're competitive. To me, this is just two brothers, and that's how they interact. Let's see.
And everything, is that sort of what your relationship has been like? Just competitive?
Oh yeah, everything. I mean, now that we're adults, we're a little bit better about not fist fighting at the end. But I mean, it's been like that our whole lives. From arguing in the back of the car to getting out and playing basketball, wrestling, you name it. We competed at everything.
Yeah, all throughout high school, there was never a day that we would not fight. We fought every single day in high school. And I'm talking about being competitive. Even video games, like. So I would wake up in the middle of the morning. Logan's like practicing a video game in order to beat me, and I'd do the same thing. So, yeah, just everything that we've done has been to compete against each other.
I mean, how much better has that made you guys though? Just having each other to compete against over and over, and fight every day, all that stuff. How much better has that made you?
Well, I'll speak for myself. I every single day I got to go against the best tackle in the country, and add on top of that, it's my younger brother. I mean, it helped me grow so much as a player, and I mean, it helped me get to this point.
I was going to ask, like, along those lines, when you guys were growing up,
this is how brothers interact. If you got siblings, you got brothers that are close to the age range, man, y'all just going at it. Video games, any sports y'all was playing, it was just natural. So I'm glad that we are getting to see the competitive side, because I think sometimes that get lost in translation for some people who cover it. Who cover sports, they don't include the competitiveness, and they want guys to turn it off. So I like that we get to see competitive side. I like it. I'm a Browns fan. I'm a Browns war vet, and so is anyone who watched those games last year. They were held with a little sprinkle of hope. That's a fact. Up and down all over the place. D, I mean, after he lost the job at Buccaneers, he hasn't doing anything to win the job back, but he keeps saying his brother have to ask to get him on the team. I'm not a hater. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna change you. I'm not gonna tell you got to change your opinion. I would just say this. Everything. You're not going to see everything is the best way I'll put it. You're not going to see everything. So, you don't know if his agent reached out to people. You don't know if other people reached out to people. So I would just say, for me, I'm not going to say he hasn't done anything. I'm going to take him at his word. If in most cases, when he says, "Oh, Shedeur get me on the team, this person get me on the team," he says it in a more joking way. So to me, I'm not gonna take that like you're looking for a handout. So that's just how I'm gonna view it. I'm gonna view it. And I don't think you're being a hater. I just think you're making some assumptions that I won't make. So I don't. In here, we don't all have to agree. Everybody can have their difference or how they view things. We don't all have to agree. You explain your side, I explain my side. We just move on. But that's how I see it. I would say I don't view it that way. Let's see. Let's go to got my first jersey Friday. The other one came in Saturday. Shout out to you on the double up. Fano is high character. I agree with that. The last shall be first. I agree with that. Speaks well for the Fano family. I agree. Ready for 2 to ball out with the team. Will Miles be back for all players? I don't think Miles is going to be back till it's all mandatory. In my opinion, I think they want him to be painted in a better light compared to how he came in on his way out the door and not be wrong about Shedeur. I love the brothers' energy. Yeah, this is natural brothers being brothers, so I like it. Mandatory minicamp not until June. Who knows if he'll be there? Football is supposed to be fun. Look at Joe Burrow. He is or hasn't been having fun back there recently. He has not. The only part about the Browns had last season was Shedeur was playing. That's a fact. I love Spencer's comment. I love to put a man in the dirt comment. He's a dog. I love linemen who have a mean streak to them. He will protect Shedeur with his life, I bet. I like to hear it too. I like to hear that. I agree. Deion didn't raise handout kids. I agree with that. D, we can agree to disagree. It's not a point to take is all I see. He also said to himself he not really care. His life is pretty good. There's no attacking. It's just my observation. Okay. Yeah, I got you. I didn't take it as an attack. I didn't take it that way. I just drew the line. For me, I just draw the line that he didn't do anything and he wanted a handout. Those were the 2 points. I was like, if you're a self-starter, if you get up and you do live streams and you do things that are creative on your own, to me, that's not a person looking for a handout, because I believe the way you are in one way of your life, you're that way in other parts of your life. So if you are a person who can just go out and live stream, you got to be a self-starter, because there's nobody here to give you a script. There's nobody here to give you ideas. There's nobody here to push you to go do it. It's all up to you. So that's why those are the parts that I disagree with. All right, let's keep it moving. I like their competitiveness. I like how they said they fight. I want the Cleveland microphones to hear the competitiveness, and there's nothing wrong with the competitiveness. All right, who we got next? This was a funny one to me. He seems serious, and I like it. And also, did these guys sign up to come here to lose? Do y'all get the sense that the new guys, the new energy that the Browns are bringing in, did they come here to lose? I'm just asking, did they come here to lose?
We were just talking to Coach Monken, and he said the sky's the limit for you. When you look at your role in this defense, what really appeals to you? What sticks out, and what makes you excited?
Just be able to come here and produce, impact the team in any way, special teams, playing defense, just try to win games.
And how do you feel about have you had a chance to study any of your new teammates yet at all, like Grant or Ronnie or anybody like that?
Yeah, I've been on the guys a lot. I've been on them since they was in college. Grant Delpit, I've been watching him since LSU days when he had number 7, number 9. I've been watching Hitman when he was at Ohio State, because one of our corners coach that came to Toledo, he used to coach him, and he's always put me on a game, like tell me to watch him and see how he see the game and stuff, and just to make me a better person too.
And what do you think the three of you guys are going to be like together in those multiple 3 safety looks the Browns are going to run?
I said we're gonna be dominant for real, just all around, be able to rotate, play anywhere on the field, in a box, deep end, just ready to make plays.
How much is either coach?
I like this energy. I like this energy a lot, and they did not sign up to lose. So if y'all notice, when I was really pushing this is a loser, this is a loser, this is a loser, when I was really saying that, it was because you really got to be a loser to just accept losing before it happens. That's just a loser's mentality, a loser's take. I don't hear or see loser when I look at any of these young men. They did not come here to lose. They did not come here to throw away the first year of their career. So people who say that and assume that, I was like, look, that's a loser. I can't take that serious. I don't hear a person who wants to lose. I see somebody serious. So Eman about business. He is. No losing energy detected. Facts. Eman looked like he's on the mission this year. Very focused. I see it. Shout out to Ms. Brown. Your jersey came too. Hey, I knew it was going to be sometime in May. Everybody was going to have their jerseys. So glad everybody getting their jerseys. I'm sure his agent put out feelers out there with teams. Shiloh will be fine on or off the field. It would have been nice to see him and Shedeur play together, supporting each other. Yeah, that's how I look at it too. You see it. I'm going to say he ends up with at least 3 to 5 picks this year. I think he's going to be dangerous on the safety blitz. So a lot of times, Grant Delpit, we will send him on safety blitzes, but Grant Delpit is also good in coverage against tight ends. So we can also use him on blitzes. So just be looking out. Be looking out for the safety blitz from Eman. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Thinking practically, it doesn't benefit this team to name 2 to the end of preseason. That way you start Watson, give him his first quarter, gives Sanders second and third, and pick a guy to play fourth. Total different energy from last year. I agree. Schedule release this Thursday. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited to see it. Why do the microphones always ask the new players if they study their new teammates? That is a content creator thing that she does, and basically she wants to tie the young player to the older player. That's a way that she writes her content. So she wants to tie the older player to the young player. That's what she's trying to do. That's why she always does it. That's why she'll ask a defensive player about quarterbacks, which don't make no sense. She'll ask a defensive player about offense, don't make no sense, because she's trying to tie her story together. Where is Quincy Williams, the Joker? I like his presses too. He pan-seared the content creator's question. He did. This is the last time we're going to talk about the Jets, right? This the last time we're going to talk about the Jets, right? I was hype about it. Shiloh has accepted his vision. He is appointed to prophesize against the Cleveland media. Preparation. Shedeur asks the media, what do you mean? That bothers him. Explain your question. Shedeur, yeah, talk to me. Hey, break it down. Because so many young players, you're going to need them to play all in different situations and won't be that one quarter starter game plan. You will have more work in game situation this preseason to develop. I agree with that. JC Smith, I'm also a longtime Texas Longhorn fan. Started watching Shedeur when he went to Jackson State, then Colorado. I can tell you Arch is not better than Shedeur. This year will expose Manning. Last year, I watched all the quarterbacks they said was better than Shedeur. One of the first things I noticed about Arch Manning was his fundamentals were off. His feet, he had happy feet. He moved around a lot. He didn't have the best mechanics. So right away I was like, oh, he gonna need to go back to school. I just saw it. All right, let's listen more.
Ban or Rudy talked about the role that they think you can play.
Be able to come in, impact the team right away. Just learn, to me, just being in that playbook, learning the playbook as fast as I can so I can be on the field and they could trust me on the field.
Does that mean either deep or at the line of scrimmage?
Deep, in the box, in the line of scrimmage, anywhere on the field.
When you look at your excellent height and length, I mean, just aside from just obvious, how does that give you some advantages?
He looking at the content creator asking this question like, what are you asking me? She said, aside from your excellent height and length, what are you asking? Ask me a question. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
looking forward to taking advantage of that?
They give me a lot of advantages because I can use my length to get off the blocks, to get there faster, just to shed off of people. So I appreciate God for giving me this ability to be long and tall. So I'm going to use it to the best of my ability.
It feels like the game has changed with safeties where guys are playing everywhere, and especially they're playing closer in the box. But for you, was it always like that? Were you playing a lot of different roles on the defense, or were you kind of mainly like a free safety and then you kind of evolved with that?
Coming into college, I started as a strong, then I switched to free, so be able to play both sides. They tried me in nickel during practices too, so being versatile helped me a lot to be on the field faster.
I hope y'all hear this. So let's just go through the players that they drafted and how they've played multiple positions. We know that Fano, he started on the left, he moved to the right. He also practiced on the left at tackle. We know that Casey Concepcion, he played the X, he's played the Y, he's played the slot. We know that Denzel Boston has played multiple positions at receiver, even return kicks. We know now that Eman played strong safety. He played deep. He played in coverage. He played in the box. What are y'all hearing? Y'all are hearing guys who are versatile, because that makes you better when you can see it from multiple lenses. So all of these guys are versatile. So I hope y'all hearing it. They went in with guys who have the experience of playing and also are versatile. That is definitely something they got. That happened with the guys they signed in free agency, also the guys that they drafted. So hope y'all hear it. None of them are better than Shedeur, Black Pearl. That's a fact. Question has some bad energy. It did. She don't know football. She does not. The content creator is an embarrassment. She is. Small sidebar, Wemby not getting suspended for yesterday is kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. He didn't get suspended, Cedric. That was a crazy elbow. He's a violent tackler too, creates turnovers and lays a hit stick on people. Hashtag New Cleveland. Yeah, I'm excited. Where's Josina Anderson when you need her? Yes, somebody who understands football. D, have you seen Eman ball out in practice? He got so many breakups. They were crazy. Can't wait to see him, Carson together on the field. Yeah, it's gonna be something special. And speed. Versatility makes you harder to beat. I agree. Her voice is irritating. It is. Instead of safety, he could be that number 2 linebacker with Schlesinger in passing situations. They are going to be able to have a really good dime package out there. Really good dime package with how they could just move guys around. I don't know if y'all heard that, but he also in practice, they were having practice in the slot to help him with his coverage skills too. So they were really setting him up for success when he was in college.
What'd you see out of the couple of receivers, Casey and Denzel? Did they stand out to you?
No, most definitely. I feel like in college days, I've been new to them, been watching them. So they always been the guys like, yeah, they good, most definitely.
I don't understand why they ask the defensive players about the offensive players. Like, you're focusing on all the information they're throwing at you, them giving you plays, playbooks, all this information. Why are you asking them about the offense at this time? So they just know they came here to win. They did not come here to lay down and just take losses. So get ready. Let's keep it pushing. Who we got next? Next up, we got Denzel Boston.
Radius, but he also said he's impressed by how quickly you get in and out of your breaks. How much time do you spend doing that, and how important is that just to being a well-rounded wideout?
Yeah, I know. I think I put a lot of emphasis on that during the time of training, like even coming through the combine and all that stuff was definitely just learning how to sink my hips better and be able to be more explosive on my routes.
How do you feel like you have performed out there just in terms of making the catches that you've made and being as efficient as you've been over these first 2 days?
Yeah, I think I performed overall decently well. There's always still more on the bone to go get. I'm a rookie. I still have a lot to improve on, a lot to get better at. So, these past couple days, I feel like I've done a good job. At the same time, I feel like there's a lot more for me to get done.
When it comes to joining the vets this week, and I know you guys are still right now just going to be offense, and then defense is going to be over there. But over the next couple weeks, you will mix in with the vets. So what are you most looking forward to, and how do you feel like you're going to sort of show out when you join the Vets?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be very excited to go work with those guys. You know what I mean? Those are guys that I've watched on TV over the past years, and get to go work with them is gonna be really awesome. And then also, just bring my energy, bring my confidence, have a good understanding of my alignment and my assignments, and just go out there and play football.
Denzel, a lot of people.
That was one of those questions where she's trying to tie in the vets for her story. So y'all will hear the content creator always, every person, she's asking somebody to tie them to the vets. Well, how do you feel about this person? How do you feel about this person? Man, that's an old way of asking questions. When I said that she asked questions from the 90s, she asked questions from the 90s. This is the first time you're getting to speak with him. What did you learn about him by asking him how is he going to feel? So she already fast forwarded. She already fast forwarded to a week from now and start asking questions about something not pertaining to what they just did. It don't even make sense. That's why we just gonna call her the content creator. We're gonna call her the content creator. That's the only thing we can call her, because you can't skip forward to the future.
Well, because of your size, you're saying actually you're going to be an ex-boundary receiver, but you did play in the slot in college
Right.
too. How do you think your skill set allows you to be effective in the slot too, even as a bigger receiver?
Yeah, I think I'm a smart player, so I can play through a bracket, and I can also play on the outside through press coverage. It all comes down to just understanding defenses and coverages and knowing where you can get open and where you can't get open. So I think that's going to help me develop and be able to play in the slot and on the outside.
What were your impressions of Taylor through these first couple of practices?
I think Taylor's been really good these past couple of practices. It's a brand new offense that we just got introduced to, and he's over there. We're having completions. We're running an efficient offense. We don't have many resets or reloads, so I think he's doing a great job.
What did you and Casey is the first time you're on the field together. What do you think that tandem with you and him can bring with his pushiness to you on the outside?
Yeah, I think it's just going to bring a problem. I think it's going to bring a problem for the defenses. You got two different types of guys to cover, and not only that, those two guys are both very explosive, so I think that's what's going to bring.
And we saw the video of Andrew Berry calling you when they picked you and telling you that keep that chip and that they need you to play bully ball. Is that something that you're eager to do, right? Because you think of you as a big guy, but is that like a way to describe your game?
Oh, for sure. I feel like I'm very physically dominant when I play this game of football. Especially when it comes to blocking. That's one thing I pride myself in a lot, really. So, when it comes to, right now we don't have pads on, so there's not really an opportunity to do that. I want to keep everyone safe. But when we do get the pads on, that's for sure something that will be a main focus for me.
I like that he added that. I like that he added that, he enjoys blocking, because a lot of times receivers blocking upfield is the thing that sets guys up for big runs, and just gives guys more space and more room to work with. So that was good to hear. And then also, y'all noticing how the content creators do stuff? Y'all see they got to get the Taylor Green quote from every player. So y'all see how they kind of tie things together now. Y'all hear it. Y'all hear it. Let's see. Not that bright. This year's players interviews are going to be comical. They are. Yeah, the content creator just dumb. 10 years from now, how many of these guys are potential Hall of Famers? I remember several teams that were special, and this feels like one of them. It got some potential. We got some that I think are on the doorsteps of it. Who are vets. It's hard to say before they play, though. Content creator is just awful and needs to be banned from interviews for life. She not good, and she not the only one. Don't worry, Eman can play all positions on that side of the field. He already said it. I'm there where I need to be making plays. If you notice, AB draft a lot of players that are very diverse talents. I agree with that, Donnie King. He did. Hold up. Is her new name content creator? Yes, that is the content creator. The content creator is going to be anybody who does things for clicks and attention. So that could be, you could be on a radio station, you could be on a podcast, you can work for a newspaper, you can ask questions at a press conference. I'm not going to amplify these people's names no more. They're in one bucket. They're in the content creator bucket. So y'all gonna hear me say content creator a lot, and I want y'all to know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about anybody that is rewarded for clicks. All of them are content creators. We just gonna keep it simple. Straight up content creators. Everybody trying to tie Taylor Green to all the players for their story, content creators. That's what we gonna call them. I wonder if the coaches briefed the new players on the microphones and how to handle it. It seems like they did because all of them kind of had that look when they looked at the main content creator. We've had years when we had stacked teams, but this year feels different. Is it possible because we have a new coach? C. Brown Run, I think that's why I feel different. I feel different because of the coach. To me, it seems like I don't know what Todd Monken said to these players, but to me, it seems like he's made the vision clear early, very early. He's made the vision clear of what he wants and expects out of them, so they have a different energy. They have a different energy. Different energy. So that could be what it is. Because we like you're right, C. Brown Run. We've had teams that had some talent on it, but the energy wasn't like this. It didn't feel this way. They're doing their best to try to get a talent quote out of these players. They are. They are. Bully ball is going to be fun to watch. I can't wait. Donnie Kings, I like that. We need to stop using that name Mary, which is disrespectful to Mary J. Blige. That's what that name keeps reminding me of. She is trashing it. Yeah. That's why I call her the content creator. Judy probably feeling nervous about now. He is. Trying hard to get a soundbite. They are. That's how Harold Fano played bully ball. Fano was running over those defenders and holding onto the ball, telling the cornerback, not today. That's my ball. Facts, he was. We got us our Larry Fitzgerald and Boston and Flowers and KC Concepcion. I agree. Hey, man, if he turned to Larry Fitzgerald, first ballot Hall of Famer, come on now. Look at the rookies' faces when Mary. Let me catch myself. Look at the rookie faces when the content creator started talking to them. They got the memo about her. Just keep it short and don't fall for it. Facts. Going to see the Mary Jane girls this Saturday. They in town. Hey, shout out to you, Selma Flood. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time out there. Have a good time. JJ looking at the rookies like he is. This tracks because even Quinshawn highlighted it. Facts. We just need a running game because 50 passes a game isn't going to work. I believe when we add the speed at receiver, the threat to take the top off the defenses are going to have to keep two safeties back, two safeties deep. That is going to open up the run game for us with improved offensive line and tight end. So it's besides guys blocking better, you got to add deep ball threats. That'll keep the safeties back. That should give us more favorable numbers when it comes to blocking. That'll open it up. The main content creator. Yeah, she the main content creator. She the main one. Feels like Cleveland media is stuck in time. We passing them. Wrist up. # New Cleveland. Derek, they are. Won't be cover 0 for 2. Nope. He was too good against cover 0 where he knew it was man to man. So you knew it. D, we start using content creator. I like that because of Mary J, but she is messing it up badly. Yeah, she got the Mary's looking rough out here. We can't let her do that to Mary J. Blige like that. Actually, I went to see Mary J. Blige at concert some years ago. It was her and Nas when they went on tour together. Got a shirt from it and everything. So yeah, we can't let her mess up Mary J. name like that. We can't let her do it. All right, who we got next? We created another nickname on your show. Facts. Content creator. Content creator. Shedeur can live in an intermediate game too. I envision a very unpredictable offense. Yes. When you add more talent, defenses have to do more thinking. And the more thinking they have to do, you put little wrinkles in there, you get one false step. One false step for a defender could be the difference in an explosive play. So that's why you want to accumulate talent to make it better. All right, who we got next? This was very interesting. People with poor timing really gets to me. And just lack of awareness. So we know that this was the day before Mother's Day. One of the questions that they asked Joe Royer, it made no sense to me. And he's being, good about answering the questions and all this stuff. But one of the questions, I was like, man, are you aware at all? And just lack of awareness. Let's play it.
Look at the numbers statistically from your first year at UC to second year, and then you wonder, well, what's the dip? But he mentioned that you guys worked a lot more inline.
Yeah.
Your second year. Can you kind of talk about that work you did your last year there?
Yeah.
In terms of how it improved your game as you get to this level?
Yeah, I mean, up until this past year at Cincinnati, I really hadn't played much inline Y. We didn't really have a guy that could do it for us this past year. So my first year there, I was playing a lot more off the ball and just split out. But I picked up a new role, and I feel like it definitely helped me because NFL scouts and teams knew I was a pretty good receiver and can play well out in space, but they wanted to see how I can develop and how I am as a blocker. And I think I put some good tape out there. I mean, obviously, I know it's not perfect by any means, but I know there's room to grow for sure. And just getting those inline reps definitely helped me be more versatile and help my chances of getting on the field quicker.
In terms of being able to get out here with the rest of the rookies in your rookie class.
So this is another guy who played in multiple positions. Later on in his interview or his press conference, he's going to talk about how they are having him learn some Z, inline tight end, and also some fullback, which is going to make him versatile. So I think that's really good. Just more things people have to defend. More things they got to defend. Let's see. Giannis is officially on the trade block. It's quiet on the NFL front today. Yeah, it's very quiet on the NFL front. This was the worst interview to me because of the questions. The questions in this interview, I listened to this, and then, sometimes you think like maybe I'm tripping. So I listened to stuff on faster speed, but then I went back to this one and listened to it at regular speed, and I was like, man, they got to do better. They got to do better. They got to do better. They have to. Content creator is better. I agree. It's disrespectful to my war buddies who smoked the Mary Jane. She is the lean, mean content creator. That's a fact. That content creator makes sandwiches. Hashtag New Cleveland. Let's get it.
How cool has that been these last couple of days, and what are you looking forward to when the vets get here in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely surreal. First couple NFL practices, as a little kid, you dream of being in the NFL. Now that it's here, just trying to embrace it, but obviously put good stuff out there for the coaches to see and, best version of myself. But, we got a great group of guys, rookies in here and some older guys as well who are mini-camping too. Just getting to know them has been awesome. Then obviously once the vets come back, just being able to learn from them and see kind of the work they do and how they approach things will definitely help elevate myself.
Todd obviously throws a lot at his tight ends. He wants you guys to line up all over, pull back, all that stuff. Do you kind of like just getting a bunch of stuff thrown at you like that?
I mean, yeah, because you got a lot of different things to do, and obviously you want to, best chance of getting on the field is learning multiple positions. I'm learning inline Y. I'm also learning receiver stuff, fullback stuff. So, just learning a bunch. But, I mean, these first 2 days, there's been a lot of information. Definitely some miss-ups, but I feel like I'm picking it up fairly well for the amount that we got. But, it's cool just seeing the different ways that they'll utilize the tight ends in the offense.
Obviously,
I think this is where it's going to start to go left. I think this is the question. And I heard this question, and I was like, man, just lack of awareness. Just be better. Just do better. So I think this is the question.
The tattoo on your arm and everything about your mom, and
this is the question. This is where it starts to go left for me. So this is from Saturday. This is Saturday. Mother's Day is Sunday. And listen to this question. Hopefully y'all can hear the question.
How big, was it coming back home and just what your family was, having your family around you, and, what did that kind of provide for you? That forget football, but just in general, how much of a lift was that?
Not gonna lie, I was definitely in a dark spot, especially after my mom passed at Ohio State for a while, and I had some conversations about I had graduated, moving on from football, just going back home, trying to find work or whatever the case may be. But just getting back home, being around my dad and making sure I can, see him quite often, and the people I grew up with, and most of my family's in Cincinnati too. So just being around them and having them to lean on as well definitely helped like my happiness and helped me get feeling back to myself.
Man, just a terrible question, man. Just a terrible question. Just lack of awareness. Like, what are you thinking about, man? What are you thinking about? This is what happens when you come in and you just only look at things through the lens of you. You only look at it through the lens of you. He never put anything else together. He never thought about what was happening this weekend. He never thought about if this could send him to a dark place as he's living out his dream. Like, it just, when I heard this question, I thought, I was like, I didn't hear that, did I? I did. Like, man, these content creators have to do better. They got to do better. It was poor taste. It was poor timing. And then, what are we learning from you asking that question? What are we learning from it? Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. This was just in poor taste. It just wasn't a good question. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. That fullback they signed last week may be there to help develop Jordan Carson, an experienced guy that can assist. I agree. Yeah, Derek, I was shaking my head at this. Is there any vet tight end in the room now that Njoku is gone? Let me pull up the roster real quick and let you know. Yeah, it's just a terrible question. All right, let's see. All right, so I'm just gonna read them off as I go down and I see the tight ends. Brendan Bates been in the league 3 years. Sal Cannella been in the league 1 year. We know Harold Fadden. This is gonna be year 2. No, another one is 1 year. Then we got our rookies. Oh, Jack Stahl. We signed Jack Stahl. Jack Stahl's been in the league 6 years. We signed him early in free agency, so he is now the vet in the room. Jack Stahl. I forgot we signed him. So, yeah, good question. And then also Blake Whitehart been in the league 4 years. So, yeah, it's gonna be Jack Stahl as the vet. Jack Stahl is the vet in the room. That is the vet in the room. Yeah, that was just poor taste, poor question, poor timing, everything. Everything was bad about it. Where we at? Yep, made me uncomfortable. Then when they got to the Sorsby questions, it was crazy at the end. And Royer looks like a Travis Kelce type tight end too. Yeah, that's how he played in college. See another guy saying I could play multiple positions in this draft. We got 2 for 1 almost on all positions. AB making up for Travis last year. You might be onto something. Why would you ask that question? What a dummy. Stop it. Get some help. That's a fact.
Stop it. Get some help.
They are the worst, just like they asked Shedeur about his dad's cancer last year. Just dumb. It is just dumb. I remember, and then Shedeur was just like, oh, I'm not sure what's going on. It's like, why are you asking that question? And then don't put it on, oh, the fans want to know. The fans didn't ask to answer that question. We didn't ask you that. They waived Sal Cannella this weekend. Dang, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see he got waived. They didn't update it on their website yet. Sal Cannella's out. That kid Anderson from LSU also looks better than Judy or Tillman. Tone deaf, I agree. Yeah, they got some work to do. That has nothing to do with football at all. The audacity, it's crazy. Yeah, I didn't even see they wave Sal. So that was that question, and you can even see like he was breaking eye contact as he's answering the question. It was just like, man, what are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing?
I want to ask you about Brendan. Just Brendan Sorsby, the player. Forget everything.
Yeah.
Here we go. Now, man, just we go from the question about his mom right around Mother's Day, and then we get into a question about his former college quarterback who has situations going on. This was an example of just the worst of the worst from the content creators. Listen to this. All because they're so infatuated with the quarterback position. They know no bounds when it comes to their agenda. They know no bounds. Here we go.
But tell me about him. Like, who is he as a quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, I firmly believe he's a first-round talent. He's got all the tools that make up a great and successful quarterback for sure. But yeah, I mean, he's a hell of a player. He's big, he's quick, he's got the arm strength, he's smart as well. But yeah, I mean, I think he's a great player. I think obviously I know what's going on with him right now, so thinking about him. But hopefully, yeah, can get something figured out. But yeah, the sky's the limit for Brendan.
Oh, appreciate that. Made room to sign a QB or a cornerback. I'm sorry. I'm just like the content creator, stuck on quarterback. Made room to sign a cornerback. Okay. Shout out to you, Zedric. Shout out to you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't see Sal Cannella got cut. So y'all hear that was one question about the football player.
Seems like you developed some early chemistry with Taylor Green, couple balls over the middle, right? Probably in the spot you like. How does that work so far?
Yeah,
now they got to get their Taylor Green quote. Now they got to get the Taylor Green quote. It's like, man, oh man, these content creators are ridiculous. Ridiculous.
He's had a good 2 days so far. He throws the ball well. One of the catches, he put a nice layer onto it, let me kind of run under it. So it was, good to connect on that. But, yeah, I mean, it's good that he's throwing to the tight ends as well. So trying to be, get him, build that chemistry so he can trust us if he and I are in or whatever the case may be. But, yeah, he's been great so far.
So if the Browns come to you and ask you for your scouting report on Brendan. Another question about Sorsby. Another question. I want y'all to know something. If y'all notice, I never brought him up on my stream. I never talked about it. That was intentional. It's not that I didn't see it. It's not that I didn't know it was going on. I saw it and I was like, I'm not getting into this. What happens is you can get knocked off your path by going to put out fires all over the place. They brought that up. I said, they're not going to get me. I played the fool last year. Last year, I would have responded to it. This year, I don't got nothing for it. I said, I'm not responding to it. I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not going to talk about it. Excuse me. That's the difference between me and other people. Y'all saw it. You didn't see me talk about it. It was nothing to see here. Nothing for me to talk about, but you see the content creators, why they're focusing on it. Two teams I'm hyped for this season, Colorado Buffs and the Cleveland Browns. Never thought to say that about the Browns. Was never on my radar till Shedeur got there. Hey, it's changing. I'm definitely excited for both. I can't wait for CU, Brendan Marion, Coach Marv. I can't wait to see what they do. Coach Prime being in better health, moving around better. I cannot wait. It's his passing buddy. He's going to pump him up, but he probably should have dodged the question. Yeah. And see, that's why I give grace to the young player. Because you're trying to put your best foot forward. You don't know how it's going to be received if you don't answer questions. So I give grace to the young player, and I believe it's on the content creators to do better. They put him in a bad spot, and they intentionally put him in a bad spot. So my issue is with the content creators. It's not with him. Hopefully somebody can kind of grab him and say, hey, man, this is how you maneuver in that position so they're not putting you in a bad spot. But this is the content creators did this. They did this.
They asked about Sorsby. They did. Why are you asking about QBs who aren't here? It makes no sense. This is one of those you're giving them ammo answers. These content creators are soulless. They are. They're trying to establish his connection with the quarterback. Shake my head. Facts. That's true. I never thought about the Browns. I'm a Cowboys fan. And here we are, Marie. You going into year 2. 2 quarterback questions and counting. Facts. Now, why would they ask Joe about his scouting report? When did he become a scout? For real. They found a wink link. They're going to blow him up. Sorsby is a talented QB, but flawed in his character. Another 3-year project. We got 3 of them already. Yeah, that's why I didn't talk about it. I just moved on. Stop content creators. None of the quarterbacks you ask about is better than Shedeur. Get over it. Please tell them again. They got to get over it. Everyone, Jimmy Hendricks, what's going on? Everyone in our community across every podcast needs to adopt the name content creator, AKA not being taken seriously, and to identify that specific Cleveland microphone rep. That's why I said it, because I was like, okay, I came up with the microphones and the Cleveland microphones, and they're amplifying somebody else's message. And I thought about it and I said, let me make it simpler, because when you say content creator, people they know exactly what you mean. They know that there are some content creators who do stuff for clicks. They know there are some content creators who do stuff for clout. They know that some of them don't stand on what they believe. They'll report on things for views. So I was like, man, let me make it a simpler thing. So that's why I just say, you know what? These are content creators. Even if they're on a radio station, they're content creators. Even if they write articles, they're content creators, because I just wanted to make it as clear, as simple, as plain as I could. So that's why I made that name. It's probably the last time he answers about his friend. I hope it is, because they put him in a messed up spot. They're also reporting Juju putting in that work. Oh yeah, forgot about Juju. Definitely Juju going into year 2. And you're going to be surprised when you see him coming out this season. He is trained like crazy. Grown Shedeur mentality. He gave the right guys the keys. Yes, I forgot to mention Juju. I like Juju's energy. I like how he was going at some of the D linemen. I like it. Coming out of his shell, I like it. I like it a lot. If they did research, they would know Shedeur beat out Sorsby when they played against each other. Shaking my head. They don't do no research. I agree. Nothing else to say. Yeah, they are tripping. The crazy thing is, I've been a lifelong Cowboys fan, but if Shedeur plays them in the playoffs, sorry, I'm rocking with Shedeur, but conflicted. Hey, hey, at least you already know if it happens where you're going to end up, Marie. It's better to plan for if it happens than to be it happened and then you stuck. Yeah, she asked another question about it. That's just messed up. Content creators, they got to do better. All right, let's go to the next one. Next we got JJ. And this is another one where I was like, man, what is this? So listen to this.
It's truly been a blessing. It's definitely a learning process, and I'm really more just eager to adapt to my surroundings and to conquer, to do what I need to.
When the Todd drafted you, it feels like there's an opening in that linebacker room, right? You have Carson and Quincy, and then a bunch of guys competing. Like, is that what you've been told, that you have the chance to kind of compete for a big-time role in this defense?
Most definitely. It's going to be a competitive room, and I feel like it's definitely opportunity there to do what I need to, but it's definitely going to be competitive, and definitely something I'm very, very excited about. I love competition.
Are there any guys currently in the league that you have past relationships with from college or high school that kind of told you what to expect now that you're in the NFL?
No, not really. One of my close homeboys said he just accredited me for getting everything out the mud, and I really feel him when I say that, because I want to experience and figure it out for myself.
I'm sure you get asked this.
He is so serious. If you notice, so far the questions, they haven't been that bad. Well, the content creator of all content creators, she couldn't help herself. She's a name dropper. Have y'all noticed that? She's a name dropper. It's always the one who name drops. She's a name dropper, y'all. Yes, that will separate the journalists from the content creators. That's so cool and funny. I'm glad you like it, Jimmy Hendricks. I was like, man, I gotta make this thing plain. So this is normal. First, I'll say, man, these defensive players, I'm really liking their energy. I'm liking the seriousness that we are seeing from the defensive players. That's something I'm really liking. And we got some questions that made sense. You're just making your way into the NFL. And then the content creator asks this question.
Of course, all the time. But I don't think we've asked you yet. So what's it like to, share the name with the great NFL? What's that all about for you?
I mean, it's really nothing for real. Like, I've been, that's been my name my whole life. Like, it just became popular, like, probably like when I was in high school. But, it's not really, it's definitely cool. And I'm definitely proud of him and his success, but I need to go make a name for myself.
Does it get exhausting differentiating it at this point in your career? You're different than just
Kind of a little bit. It's really more like my mom and my family. Like when they go try to look my name up or something, they be like, "Who is this light skinned dude?" I'm like, hey, that's the other Justin Jefferson.
Hey, I like the energy. He said, "I had the name my whole life." It's been my name my whole life. So I don't feel no way, but it shows you these content creators, they got to tie, they got to name drop, they got to attach something to it. But you've been called your name your whole life. Why would you think anything about it? It's like, come on, man. What are we doing? They do anything for clout. They do anything for clout. Juju is putting on some weight to be bigger and stronger. He is building his man body now. I like his attitude. Also, he was crying when they were losing games. He cares, and he was the only one who seems to. He definitely cares. He definitely cares. And, I told y'all, man, I was a sore loser growing up too, so I definitely understand it. But you got to find a way to win, and I believe he has that in him, and he's going to find a way to win. He was talking that smack. I like his energy. This dude looks like my daughter's boyfriend. I got to look and see where he's from. He's definitely from somewhere in the South. Where is he from? Florida? He said he got it out the mud. He's definitely from somewhere in the South. You could tell. Coach Rudy going to have these boys ready. Hashtag New Cleveland. Facts. They could just put a Subway sandwich next to the mic when CC get out of control. Now put the Subway sandwich next to the mic. Shedeur microphone fell to the ground and he said, "Mic drop." I remember that. The whiz of content creators. That's a fact. Do you look at the rookie picture all together? Their eyes, man, you can kill what they look. They sure are doing it, especially Eman. I got that. Kill. I can't wait. He can't wait. I use one of their pictures, but you got to slightly change it a little bit so you don't get issues with it for my thumbnail. I used the one where they were kind of silly, but they definitely got that energy. They're serious. They didn't come here to lose. They did not come here to lose.
Todd, now you have your chance.
Todd was saying that he can tell your love of football just by seeing how you act out there. Where do you think that comes from?
Oh, his name, Ivy League Mac, his name is Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson.
I couldn't tell you. My dad passed away when I was younger, and my family always tell me I'm just like him. So I couldn't. It's just something I love to do, something I'm passionate about.
It's always been like that since you've been
Yeah, most definitely. I've always been like that. I always since little league, since middle school. I just love. I really feel like my sister just made me aggressive, because I'm the baby boy, and it's just a good outlet to be aggressive.
Hey, this is what I'm talking about. They didn't know what to do with that comment. But I like that comment. He was like, he's the baby boy. His sisters made him aggressive, and he was like, this is an outlet to be aggressive. That's how you want your defenders talking. So that is JJ. I like it. The content creators going to be content creators, y'all. They going to do what they do. Who we got up next on the docket? We got Taylor Green. I'm going to skip the early content creators questions about, did you plan to break all the records and all this stuff? Because I think there's more to him as a person. So I'm going to skip past when the content creators was asking him about that.
Do you plan on maybe even doing that this offseason? And what do you think the upside is for still?
Yeah, I found out who my dad was after he passed, and his kids say I look and sound just like him. When he's talking about his dad, they just move past that. Like it's just it's just you can tell they're so focused on what they're trying to get done that you hear stuff like that. Even if somebody puts it in the chat and they say someone in their life passed away, that's not something I just jump past, because I know that it weighs on us differently when somebody passes away, and they just jump right past it. So it shows you, like, when there's laser focus on their agenda, they don't care what you say to them. They just want to get to the next soundbite they can create. So it's just the content creators being content creators.
Yeah, definitely. In my pre-draft process, I went out to Orange County, California with 3D QB. In this July, I'm probably going to go back home and train and train there. Of course, especially today, I got a lot to get better at, just quickening up my feet, just cleaning up, quickening up my reads and stuff like that. So I'm grateful that I got to, have some film to watch and, ready to get back out tomorrow and the next day and OTAs and everything. So, I'm just trying to, be better than I was previously. So.
Most of them don't care about these human beings. Brent, I agree. That's why I always said we're watching these young men live out their dreams. And I always say that I want people to remember they're human beings just like us. They walk into a room, stub their toe on the table, they're going to be like, the same way I would. So I think that gets missed when it comes to sports, because what people do is they say, oh, well, you make XYZ money, so they act like you're not a human. You play a sport, you're not a human, and I see everybody as a human first. So I always make sure that I look at people through that lens. Black Pearl, I'm getting on the road, but I will be listening. Have a blessed day, everyone. Shout out to you, Black Pearl. Thank you for always having that positive energy. Thank you for always saying good morning to everyone, and top of the morning to everyone as they come in. So thank you, Black Pearl. Definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you.
Kevin, I have to ask you about the turnover issues you had in college. What the fumbles? What was the situation there?
Yeah, I just gotta do it.
This is another one of those content creator questions where I would ask the content creator with this question: what do you want him to say? What do you want him to say? Basically, tell me about your turnovers in college. Do you want him to say, oh, I held the ball too long, or sometimes I did this? Like, how does this get to know the player? How does this help us understand the player better? Like, everybody can look at his stats. If all you did was just looked at his stats and, just kind of put him in a box, like, how does that help us get to know him better? And we know that they don't really care about the stats, because I showed y'all that a stat that you never hear them mention, they never talk about sacks when it comes to Deshaun Watson. So some of this stuff I just hear it and I'm like, man, oh man, what are we doing? What are we doing?
A better job of, securing the ball. It's my responsibility. Every single play I have the responsibility to hold the ball or carry the ball every single play, touch the ball. That's one of the perks of a quarterback, but I have to, the ball is the team is the ball. So just take more responsibility and be more aware of those things. And, I'm glad, like I said, I can watch film and apply it, to, the next time and next opportunity that I get. Because, these pass rushers in this league, are really quick. I'm grateful I got Myles Garrett, in practice and instead of the game. So
I like how he answered the question. I like how he answered the question. He handled it. He responded, handled it with grace. I think that was a great answer. I think this person is going to follow up. So let's see if this person is going to follow up. I think he's going to follow up. He already side-eyeing him like, hey, bro.
To follow that, fumbles easier to correct than the interceptions, or which is easier?
So first you ask him about turnovers. Then you ask him, now he has not taken a snap in the NFL yet. And you ask him, well, was fumbles easier to correct than interceptions? Like, what are we doing, man? He hasn't even seen NFL speed yet. Like, man, these content creators, they got to do better, man. They got to do better. They have to. I'm almost where the Miz is from WWE. He said the Browns are going we're going to lose before the draft, but after the draft, he says Super Bowl, one for him, one for me. Hey, I had that energy. I saw the mindset shift early, and I said, hey, we're going to be good. We're going to be good. Wow, these content creators are just awful. Ban all content creators at this point. I had a meeting and just heard the question about the young man's mom. Ban all content creators. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is another example of why I can't take what these content creators say on other platforms and highlight it. I can't take when they call into a radio station and highlight it. I can't do it because look at what they do with their opportunity. I will not put more shine on them. I won't do it. This the guy that asked Zion Johnson that he read an article that he wasn't a good guard. That's his thing, unfortunately, or told him, yeah, that is him. And also, this is the same guy that when Kevin Stefanski, when the word was spreading that Kevin Stefanski was going to be fired, he made a big deal of saying, I don't think it was you. I think you were better. I think you were, you're kind of being scapegoated essentially here. So it's the same guy. So the same guy will dig up dirt on these players as they're coming into the league, and then he will tell Kevin Stefanski, oh, I think you could be better. It's crazy. My bad too, man. The bot got you, but the bot got you, my bad. But they didn't have that smoke for Kevin Stefanski, but you got it for rookies coming into the league. You got it for a free agent signee when his first time speaking to you. It's these content creators, man. I can't get with them. D, I hate that question. You hold the ball too long. What should a QB do? Count 1, 2, and throw no matter what? Yeah, it just don't make sense. It makes no sense. Always focus on the negative. That's a fact. We need to recruit the female reporter that spoke life into the players. Yes. Let me get her name right. I know who you're talking about. She was the one who spoke life into the Jacksonville Jaguars. She spoke life into the Jacksonville Jaguars coach when he was about to break down in the press conference. So I know who you're talking about. I agree with you. Miss Lynn Jones Turpin is her name. I just had to think about it. Yeah, she speaks life into coaches, players. That's the type of energy we need. Can we get some of these reporters, content creators, get banned from asking players questions? Will the team be fine if they restrict some of them? I got to look more into it. But man, it's just the questions, man. That's what it highlighted to me. I just can't get with it. I got you too, man. My bad. Hey, man, I got you too, man. Yeah, the bot tripping. You good now. Put that on the shirt. We gonna be good. Hashtag New Cleveland. That's not bad. I'm putting some stuff together for a fall merch drop. I don't know if I'm gonna do more tees or all hoodies, but I'm putting I'm putting my ideas together now for the fall merch drop. Don't remind me of that. That was insane. Yeah, when he was saying when he was saying, oh yeah, it wasn't you. I was like, man, it's crazy. These are the type of questions he had. It's crazy. Your bot tripping again. It got Toolman. Yeah, I saw it. We got Toolman back. At least it didn't block me or delete me like it did that one time. Yeah, the bot he coming in strong and aggressive. He been chill for most of the stream. He coming in aggressive. We got it fixed. Shedeur, he left a framework of early to rise. Shedeur shows up at practice. He introduced himself to all the rookies. Shedeur was the only player to do such. He's the only one we heard about. The Miz got me all in. I said that last season, and Stefanski didn't mess it up with Shedeur. We could have won the division, but someone said we still would have had Stefanski this season, not going against God's plan. Yeah, he got to go. Yes, you were right, Key Mathis. I believe it's Miss Lynn Jones Turpin, I believe is her full name, if I remember correctly. Hey, I got one. On those badges they get, how about put press for journalists and content creators for people after clicks and hits or whatever you call it. Jimmy, I like that. Browns on the front, we going to be good 2026. Hashtag New Cleveland. I like that idea. I'm I'm thinking about how I want to do the fall drop. So let me take notes. All right. I got my note for it. I got my note. All right. Oh, man, we almost at 3 hours. All right, let's see what we got next. Let's go to the Todd Father's last press conference. We got Parker Brailsford. Go listen to his interview. I like his a lot. He actually looked every content creator in the eye as they asked questions, responded, answered them back. I like his energy. But let's get to the Todd Father, his last interview before we wrap this thing up today.
Talent level, size, just
Yeah.
what you see.
Well, you couldn't have had a better day. I mean, first off, today, it's always awesome to get on the grass with your players. I mean, how cool is this? You have the guys that we drafted along with the free agent signees, and then, you know, a bunch of guys, tryout guys that are trying to make our team want to be a Cleveland Brown, which is really cool. I think efficiency-wise, the guys handled the installs over the last couple days at a really high level. They've got a coach-me-coach mentality, which you'd love to see. Guys that want to be coached, want to be pushed, and so it's been a lot of fun.
Todd, you had that, toward the end, you had that helmetless period, but you kind of gathered them together beforehand. What was sort of the message you were trying to impart there?
Well, it's an ACT period, which means alignment, communication, and technique.
Let me pause him right here. I like the fact that he goes into the explanation of what they were doing in the moment. He doesn't dodge it. I like it. I like that he does that. I can't remember if you mentioned it or not, but did you catch in Todd Father's first presser? He said we wouldn't see much of Taylor going forward. I didn't get to mention it in stream, but I did see he said that. I did hear him say that. And basically, I like the fact that he's just making this stuff clear. He's not hiding behind mystery, so people just know what to expect. And I think he does that with players, and also he says it. So he eliminated that quarterback controversy with them trying to throw Taylor Green in the competition. He eliminated that by saying that. So shout out to you, Zedric. I wanted to highlight that. I couldn't remember which one it was in, but thank you for reminding me of that because I did want to mention that. Don't try to add Taylor Green to a quarterback controversy. It's not happening. I like that he is putting it out there. I used to listen to one content creator last season talking about CU was them, then had all his followers believing it. And when they didn't win like that, he said all of them were looking crazy. Hey, that's why I limit the speculation. I live more in a world of how I view it and how I see it because, hey, the receipt's going to be there. The receipt's going to be there every time. I like how all the new rookies' energy this far, all positive energy matched with the top 5 division. This man is all right, and they already written him off on old messy content creators. They did. They already fired him. They fired him before he coached his first game for the Browns. It's crazy. Also, shout out to Zedric. I'm glad you brought up that point because I think that was a good point from the first one, from the first press conference.
More of a mental sweat. And I get it. When you're in a competitive environment, it's hard to get players to what? Tone it down, right? And we'd had 3 of those periods previous, including yesterday, and none of them were really at the tempo that I desired. So it was really poor on my part to allow it to keep going, but really at the end, it's more of a jog through, again, a mental sweat. Alignment, communication, technique, more than, really trying to tax our guys. Because at the end of this, the goal at the end of the mini camp is to make it out healthy. And I wanted to make sure of that.
Hey, Todd, I know we talked about your desire to have a fullback. You went and signed the veteran. Do you see either of the 2 tight ends that you drafted, Carson or Joe, as potential fullbacks?
I think they're going to have to work there. And we're going to have to work some of the other guys we have on our roster, but don't know that yet. Really hard in shorts. Obviously, Mike, who'd been in the NFL for a number of years, has a great feel for how to fit certain runs, how it's going to play out. He's certainly got that, which we saw when we wanted to sign him. But when you rep a number of groups, you're going to have at least 2 other guys that have some feel for playing the position.
And why do you think that position is so, I guess, important to what you're trying to do?
Well, I think it's funny how the game evolves. It goes from under center, pro style, downhill run, and then high school football changes, college changes more spread. You don't see the old Mike linebackers, fullbacks, right? There's no Dick Butkus, Ray Nitschke's out there anymore playing Mike linebacker. You don't have fullbacks, you can't find them. Air raid wise, but you start to see this year the number of tight ends that went higher in the draft. Starting to see more and more teams to calm down defenses to get what? You get bigger bodies, tight ends, fullbacks to create gaps, helps your play action game as well. So I just think that the game is always evolving, and I think it's kind of turning back.
I like when he goes into the football explanation of things because it's something you can look at. So teams started to use 2 tight end sets so they could offset or have the advantage in the run game. Well, Sean McVay took it up a level, and Sean McVay started running. He ran the most 3 tight end sets last year. This is a copycat league. Teams will try to mirror what the Rams did last year. So you notice so many tight ends were drafted this year. So when he is explaining the reason for the fullback, how guys don't come up as fullbacks anymore, it's not a glory position. Now you got to look at tight ends and kind of use them in that role. This is when I learned the most from Todd Monken, because this is when you really get to understand how he views the game of football, and he's up to date with how he's viewing it without even seeing the stats right in front of him. That's something I've been looking at on the back end, like how teams are using 3 or 2 or more tight ends to offset teams going into nickel and keeping the nickel corner. And then what defenses do as a counter, instead of having a nickel, they add a third safety so who could cover in the slot, they can blitz, or they can help us stop the run. So I really like that a lot. I like that a lot with how he breaks it down. I like it a lot. I called the Browns HR to complain about these so-called content creators and Lord Voldemort's sister. I even wrote a letter. Yeah, gotta say it. Stay tuned. CU going to be all right this the year. I think CU is going to be good this year because their wheels are already turning, but I noticed he's trying to get ahead of the narratives. Whether they believe it or not is on them. That's a fact. I'm not a content creator, but I believe, if you know, you know. Hey, I believe too. I'm Ohio State first, but I definitely am a big CU fan since Coach Prime has been there, and also I'm very big. I'll just tell you if I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Brennan Marion and also Coach Marv and their energy. So I'm fans of them. What a pleasure to hear a coach talks and you want to hear more. Didn't have that all last season. Man, Donnie, we didn't have that for 6 years. 6 years we didn't have that. I'm excited to see how it all comes together, a much more cohesive and motivated team. I agree. Talking about CU. They have to beat Georgia Tech first for me to be a believer and get back on the board. Yeah, that's the first game of the year. They actually made that a primetime game. So definitely Colorado got to beat them. I'm an Ohio State guy. A lot of people, I know Selma Fun. That's our first team when it comes to college. I agree. Me too. Deion was battling cancer last year, so he trusted his coaches. This year, his hand is in everything. I'm excited for the new players and coaches on the team. I agree. Todd Father just confused the content creator talking about real football talk. He did. Todd Father never stopped learning and always keeps up with the time, and also really watch the games and see what changes to keep up evolving on time. He does, and I hear it, and I'm like, I like that because it's stuff that I look at. It's stuff that I look at on the back end, like to learn more about the game and what's happening, and then he just breaks it down, and I really enjoy it. D wasn't here for 6 years. How did you go through it? If you start watching me early last year, you'll notice I was like, man, fire everybody. I was over it. Like, I'm telling you, hey, go back. My video's still up. I was like, man, fire everybody. Rebuild this thing. I was over it because it just got to the point. I was like, man, I can't hear another press conference or nothing. It was like Wale is one of my favorite artists, and he got mixtape about nothing. Man, it was a press conference about nothing. Every single time, I couldn't take it. I was over it. So over it.
What have you seen from Eman in these first 2 days of the camp?
Well, what you guys see, which is a long, fast, anticipating being physical, got unbelievable range. Again, he's another one of those guys that has a smile on his face every day, loves football. It's what we saw when we met with him at the Combine when he came here. Like, I think the sky's the limit. I mean, he wants to be an elite football player, and he goes about it the right way every day.
Todd,
I like that. We getting a little long in the tooth on this stream, but I'll say this. Hopefully y'all check out this press conference from Todd Monken. They're going to try to put the credit, I think it was in this one, the credit for Lamar on him. It was, of course, it's the lead content creator. And he says, no, when I got to Lamar, he was polished. So he was making sure the proper credit was placed on Lamar. So I like that. But definitely go check out the rest of this. It's a new energy. It's a new day in Cleveland. It's new excitement. So let me go back to what we started this with. Why I use hashtag NEWCLE. CLE is more than shorthand. It's the airport code that gives Cleveland visibility beyond the city itself. It represents movement, reach, and global recognition. In hashtag New Cleveland, CLE stands for a city that deserves to be seen bigger than people often frame it. So hopefully y'all picking up what I'm putting down when I talk about the merch and the stuff that I put together. Hopefully y'all are. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the stream. The chatbot said you can't ban the chatbot. I'm sorry. He was back, but he wasn't too bad. He had a couple slip ups, but moving forward, the bot will be back. He's here to stay. We gotta, keep an eye on the bots, make sure they're not getting too loose with it. But it's a new day. It's a new energy in Cleveland. I don't hear a loser's mentality. I don't hear people who signed up to lose. I don't hear people who didn't sign up to win. We'll let the content creators catch up when they can. It's not up to us. It's not up to us. Fire everybody. Yeah, I was like, fire everybody. Get all of them gone. Would have been less bad to have our nails pulled with pliers. Stefanski was awful with fans, with players, with his game management. Facts. I appreciate that, Keith Hunt. Glad you enjoyed the show. D, you must be happy that Shedeur is on your team now. Only for G Bush and you, I want Shedeur to stay. If it wasn't for y'all, I wanted him out. Hashtag New Cleveland. I'm telling you, when I talked about this before, but it's funny. I'm gonna give it to you before we go. So when we drafted Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round, I went to sleep, and I'm telling you, I was contemplating if I was going to make it. I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold on to being a Browns fan. Because I was like, I've watched Dillon Gabriel, and I was like, I don't think this is a player that's going to help us in the future. And if this is the only thing we getting as a quarterback upgrade, it's going to be bad. So I was thinking, what are we going to do? I wanted the Browns to pick Shedeur at number 2. We didn't pick him at 2. He was still on the board. We picked Dillon Gabriel. I was like, what is going on? But the 5th round, pick 144. We picked Shedeur. And I was back in the game, baby. I said, I ain't leaving. I ain't leaving. So it was a good time. It was a great time. I don't run from the emotions, being up, being down, the decisions. I don't run from it at all. I let y'all know how I feel, and that's how I was feeling. That's how I feel at that time. I was like, look, if this is the best you got for me, I don't know if I'm going to make it. So I just got to keep it real with y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this stream. I enjoyed y'all energy. Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe so you can participate in the chat. The bot is back because I want to make sure y'all actually get to enjoy the streams and we enjoy this thing together. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Enjoy the next couple of days. Don't fall for what the content creators do. I will see y'all on Wednesday. Peace, everybody.
Look at what I did. Look at what I started. Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just went my hardest.